This episode of PKA is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website, portfolio, and online store. For a free trial and 10% off, visit squarespace.com and enter the offer code PKA at checkout. A better web starts with your website.
All right, that was our advertiser, Squarespace. Kyle, Mirka, join the show. Yeah, there we are. So, I want to say it's weird. So Squarespace, if you're watching this, give us some feedback. But they told us not to ad lib, and I want to anyway. I want to talk about our spots. It's so on one thing, I'm proud to have like a real legit business that provides an awesome product as our sponsor. We don't always have that, and I think it's pretty cool that Squarespace is working with us. So that's one thing. The other is the product. They provide like enterprise grade stuff. If you've ever tried to build a website, and I did it for over a decade, I had like 15, 20 years of website building experience. 90% of the problems that you run into when you make a website have been solved before. You know, how to lay this thing out, how to format it, how to handle multi-language, how to handle all sorts of different things it's kind of a solved problem. But if you just start building a website without somebody like Squarespace, then you're stuck and you're doing it yourself 100 times. And they do that really well. You know, when they have these templates and you put it together, and when you upload an image, for example, it'll automatically break it down into a bunch of different sizes. So it'll look good on a web browser. It'll look good on an iPad. It'll look good on a phone. It'll have all this stuff built into it. E-commerce, like these problems have been solved by other people, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you make a website. And then the last thing, if you are at all thinking of having some sort of online presence, maybe you're a YouTuber and you wanted to have a website for your fans to go to and check out in addition to just your YouTube channel. Or maybe you have an idea for a business, right? Your wife makes jewelry, your son is this, or you noticed like your daughter's playing softball and there's an opportunity there that no one's doing quite right that you can fill. It's $8 a month for their first plan, and you can get started and you can do it. I have this thing in my head, and people who've heard me before have heard me say this before, but heard me a lot, have heard me say this before. I have this concept of everyday superheroes, right? Things that people do that just blow me away and impress me. One is play an instrument, which I think is really cool. Another is
single moms. Yeah. Absolutely.
Taylor responsible for 13 single moms. One is play an instrument. Another is speak a foreign language. I think like it blows me away when someone I know just all of a sudden starts speaking like Klingon or something. And the third one is be an entrepreneur. Like if people who just sort of either take a risk or double their workload and decide to actually get up and do something and get started and become an entrepreneur. And like that blows me away. And it doesn't matter what it is. Maybe they just like became a real estate salesman. Maybe they started an online business. Maybe they did this or they do. When I see someone say, you know what, I'm going to do something different or something that makes me happy or something that fulfills me or something ambitious, and they just sort of take that first step and become an entrepreneur, that's really cool to me, you know. And the super successful ones, all the way down to the ones that tried and failed, I think it's cool compared to people who just stay in a rut and do their same thing forever. So if that interests you, then Squarespace is a good place to get started. So yeah,
it looks like it's a really easy way to get your website off the ground.
It looks like I could figure it out. So you guys, if you're trying to build a website, if Kyle and I can figure it out, we don't know shit about this. You can figure it out.
Yeah,
probably.
So check them out, and there's a link in the description on this video, and there's an annotation on your screen. You can click there, and you can see what they're all about while you listen to our show. So, FPS Russia is doing his American accent here for us.
Yes, yes, I have perfected it through my my many years here. I've got the American accent down. It's mastered. So I'm going to move forward with it now. I think I'm going to be able to get a green card, the whole nine.
To be honest, Kyle, I would have expected you to tell me sooner. I've known you for a number of years, and
I had to keep you in the dark, Taylor. You couldn't be trusted with this need-to-know kind of information. It was just Woody, who was the worst secret keeper of all time, and my mother. They're the only people who knew.
Do you remember I told someone like 4 years ago?
Terrible at it. You did it multiple times. You'd let the cat right out of the bag. Like you were
I remember.
And I knew you didn't do it on purpose, so I was feeling like, well, you didn't mean to.
One time in particular, there was this guy, he wrote me, he was really sincere. He had laid out like 7 pieces of evidence, right? So it was clear he knew, right? Like there was no bullshitting this guy. And it was, he sent me a YouTube message and I wrote back, I'm like, yeah, it's him. It's all cool though. It's a really great channel. I think it's great. Or whatever I wrote. And then he took my message and like screenshotted it, and, like uploaded it. Like I don't know if it was Twitter or like where it
Real
got all this traction.
cocksucker. I hate that guy. I hate all those guys. The ones that are like, aha! Let me show everyone that this guy's trying to entertain them for free. That cocksucker.
Yes,
that's what it always is.
And after Kyle made a video. Do you remember? It was
Yeah.
You played on Vacant.
Yeah, I remember. It was a good score.
And you played the Chameleon Air song, which I still have on my iPod because of that video.
It's a really good song.
And you were like, "How you doing?" "I'm not doing that well. Had kind of a bad day." And me watching that video, being completely responsible for your bad day, felt terrible. And I know you said in my head, after that, I was really diligent about, the Kyle's associate. I fuck up sometimes. Like I remember I showed a picture of like the best day ever when like you, Joe, and I went to the tallest.
I'm great at keeping secrets, except for that one time I showed her that picture of you. That was that time. And then
there was the time I told the guy he was right and sent him a message from my main account.
But now that it's out, I'm excited. Like, there's a dozen things I'd love to talk about. And I don't even know if you want to talk about them, so you'll have to guide me on this sort of thing. But, like,
yeah.
Well, okay, fuck.
Some of the cool stuff I've done, like, we could talk about that stuff for sure. And, like, the inner workings of the stuff I do, we could talk about that some.
Do you remember when the door blew off and almost hit somebody?
The car door?
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost hit me.
So there was a cameraman behind you. Did it almost hit him or her?
It seemed to. It's kind of hard to explain, but it seemed to like come at me and then start curving that way, and it sort of curved around us. It didn't hit him. I mean, it was probably moving close to the speed of sound. Like I just saw it coming at me like a blur, and you could tell in the video my reaction time was way too slow to actually dodge it. By the time I turned around and I turned around, I'm like, woo, it's already past me and it's already like landed way back behind me. But
there was a big thing on Reddit that said it was fake, that it was CGI, and they could prove it because you didn't even react to it.
It's because I couldn't react fast enough to something moving that fucking fast. No, it's not fake. I mean, it's just not. I've got the original footage that's from a side camera angle, and you can hear the guy who's running the slow-mo. He's like, "Holy fucking shit!" He's terrified by the whole thing. You can see in super slow-mo. You can see from 2 angles and one of them in like ultra high speed, like I don't know, 3,000 frames per second. You can see it come off. Trust me, I wish it was CGI. It didn't hurt anybody. Didn't hit anybody.
If you open the doors that the camera didn't see, like on the far side, even just cracked them, it would probably prevent that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, the reason it did that is because the tannerite wasn't placed properly, and there was like 4 extra pounds of tannerite than there normally was. It just that's all it was. The reason that whole thing happened is because the car didn't have a rear view mirror, which is where we would usually hang them. So we had to hang them from like the oh shit handle, like over here if you're in the passenger side. So if you can imagine dangling from that, it's sitting right on the other side of the door. So that door received a ton of energy and came back at us.
You put 4 pounds of extra?
Yeah, there was 4 pounds of extra in there. It fit. What can I say?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much tannerite fits in a car.
Yeah, you put 4 pounds of explosive extra.
Well, there was already like I say 4, like the total mix wasn't 5 or 6. It was already like 15 in there. We went from like 15 to 19 or something like that when normally we wouldn't. And it just blew the door off. Normally, that hadn't happened before, where like a big piece of something had come right back at us.
One thing didn't a refrigerator hit your cameraman? A piece of the refrigerator. I'm not.
Yeah, a little piece of the refrigerator hit him in the leg and cut him a little bit. We had to take him. I think it was like 3 stitches, 3 or 4. That was a funny day.
Was that Scott who was hit? Your cousin?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Day.
It was funny. Everybody's a pussy about that, especially him. Like I was just like, come on.
Was it bleeding a lot? Like when it first happened? Like did it look like it was bad?
Well, I looked at it and you could tell it's deep. It was like this long, and it was like on his leg, like down here, like on his shin. And I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And I told him, I was like, we got to finish this video, like I can't just leave and take you to the ER. Like, we got to wrap things here. He's like, come on, dude, we got to go. And I'm just like, no, we need a minute here. So I gave the camera to Jeremy, who was standing by, and we like wrapped the video up like, okay, so my cameraman's dying, so we're going to head over to the ER. And so yeah, we just took him to the ER. We wrapped him up with a T-shirt and some duct tape, and he was good. Wasn't a big deal.
I remember telling you, like back in the day, if you go back 3 years or so, I was like, you should get another cameraman. I think I was pitching high speed and stuff like that, and you're like, no, I'm really loyal to Scott. Apparently, Scott's superpower is not flinching to explosives. Like that was his thing. You're like, you can blow up anything. Scott won't flinch. Like, all right.
Well, it's a good trait for a cameraman.
He was pretty good at that. He always was. He didn't flinch, and a lot of people do flinch when stuff goes off or when stuff comes at you. I know there's been people that like stuff had come after them before, and they like got really scared and flinched. There was a cameraman that was hired out of Atlanta for a thing we did for G4 TV one time, and like a propane bottle came whizzing at him, and he freaked out and ran away. And I was like, "Come on, man!" Like you in the video, I'm like, "Come on, man, stop being a bitch. Let's keep going." And they're usually afraid of that stuff. The thing about it is it's meant to look dangerous, but not necessarily be dangerous. Most of the stuff that comes back at us...
propane tanks dangerous? I think they might be.
That was what you were doing, not wildly irresponsible and dangerous.
I don't see any of it as that irresponsible or dangerous.
No, it's not irresponsible.
We're mostly out of like the danger zone. It would be dangerous to stand next to a lot of the stuff we're shooting, but I mean that's true whether it explodes or not.
That tends to be true with shooting anything.
Yeah.
I used to be so jelly at what you got away with. Like, I'd microwave a can of spray paint and get age-gated on it for how dangerous it was. Meanwhile, you're fucking blowing up SUVs and no one bats an eye.
I mean, I don't know why they're so harsh on you in particular. They really are, because there's plenty of people that do every now and then. Maybe their thing was like there's lots of COD channels that back in the day took like Modern Warfare 2 and did something a little outrageous to it, like maybe they burnt it or microwaved it. Like none of those videos got flagged. Everybody can see it's good, wholesome fun. Yeah. And then you see you in your backyard. You're a 40-year-old dad doing everything professionally and safely, and you're just microwaving shit, so I never got that.
Got like fire suppression on site. Yeah, I've been thinking this week in particular, because last week I said crap about Robin Williams, and
I don't remember. You were praising his work, if I recall.
Yeah, that's how I remember it too.
I believe you said something like, Patch Adams can suck my cock.
No, it was suck a cock. A cock.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I thought it was bad. I thought he'd said something bad.
So, okay. I've often maintained that sometimes people fuss at me and it's not warranted. But as I think it through, sometimes it is. Like, sometimes I swear, when I was talking about Robin Williams, I knew it was a mistake. And I remember when I was talking about rape, this is like a while back, I knew that was a mistake. And yet somehow I didn't stop. And I really need to learn that. Like, it's not that I need to filter myself all the time, every time, and never say an interesting thing. But sometimes when that little bell goes off, like, this would be a good time to clarify and change topics, I don't. And, because of that, some of the fussing, like the fussing I got this week, was completely preventable. I think I could have given my message, which was, I'm concerned about glorifying him right now in the wake of his suicide, that it's going to not incentivize, but encourage other people to commit suicide. That was the core of the message. And somehow I wasn't able to deliver that like I wanted to. And I knew I wasn't, yet I didn't stop doing that. And times like that, I fucked up. And I, sorry.
I want someone to go back and in the video, I want you to pull the still of when Woody realizes, oh my God, this was an error. I shouldn't have started this rant. Like that face. Because it was probably somewhere between
about 2/3
I don't enjoy his films and he can suck a cock. Somewhere in between those two phrases, there's a still of Woody like with his eyes open, like, I'm in too deep. And then just poor dad.
And there's been a lot of fussing on my channel that wasn't warranted. Like if you go back 2 weeks, I got a ton of hate for sucking at worms. And it's like, wait a minute, I tied for first in this. Why am I getting so much fussing?
Oh, come on. Because, Woody, everyone could see that I was really putting like 110% into that thing, but the game just kept screwing me out of it. It was clear that I was the superior player, and everyone knew it. Even you knew it. I'm sure you could tell by your demeanor.
Kyle,
But-
have you ever won anything on an uploaded video?
Yeah.
Ever?
Well, I'm sure I have because all right, first of all,
Through the
First of
worms
all-
thing, you've never won a game, and then
I won a couple of Mounting Friends. I won a lot of Civilization, and I won some Speedrunners. I don't know if we uploaded
Wait.
it. Though.
I think you Chiz won every single mounting friend.
No, I beat him afterwards. Like after you left.
Right.
After
Afterwards.
Woody had enough. After he's thrown in the towel like the half-assed
It
Mount
is
Your
true.
Friends player
Off
he
camera,
is.
Kyle has won some. Me too. But on camera, I think Kyle has literally lost every game. And last week we played Speedrunners, but it went so rough that like I didn't upload it. I was
Chiz
like,
won, if I had to guess, Chiz won 28 games. I won 2, and Woody won 0.
something.
That's
Yeah,
how
that's
it
a
went.
fine.
It
That's
was
a fine
awful.
estimate. Yeah.
So Kyle was in second.
He was.
And-
He was. But like, in my head, the numbers were a little lower. It was like Chiz won 18, Kyle won 2, and I won 0.
I don't know, dude. He beat us in every single map twice, at least. So however many maps there are, there's at least 10 or 12 maps. So it's at least 20 wins he got on us, and I know I only won twice.
Yeah.
We'll take solace in the fact that he's on a bus.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll get to that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
next. That's next. But what I was gonna say was like, I don't know. Sometimes the hating is unwarranted, and sometimes I can see it coming, and I should do a better job of not giving them a valid reason, like I did last week. So, yeah, that's the way it is. Do we want to talk about Chiz?
Yeah, let's talk about Chiz. So we're gearing up for the PKA trip. Woody, myself, and Chiz are doing the rapping, the ziplining, and the shooting day down in Georgia/Tennessee. Chiz is coming in from California, Woody from North Carolina, and I'm already here in Georgia, so it works out nicely for me. But Chiz, for some unknown reason, has decided to take a goddamn Greyhound from Cali to Atlanta. Now, some of you people out there may not know the geography of the United States very well. Let me help you. It's like 3,000 fucking miles. Okay, it's like taking a bus from like London to like North Africa or something. Like it's a really, really long trip that he's taken. He left yesterday morning. He won't arrive until tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I don't know how much that ticket costs. Let's just say it costs $200, and he really saved some money over the maybe $650 plane ticket.
Oh.
In no way is it worth it.
Oh my god! Do you think he's sitting next
No.
to some reputable, kind, courteous people?
Yeah, I bet there's lots of people on business trips.
No,
right?
he's on there with bus trash. Bus trash. Let's go here.
Oh, and for you for people who aren't Americans, people that ride the bus in America make the rest of us not want to ride the bus in America. It's dreadful, right? If you're a bus, you're probably a DUI guy, like you're a drunk driver, or you're broke. Those are the primary reasons people ride
Well,
the
keep
bus.
in mind we're talking about a Greyhound, like cross country type bus, not like the inner city get you to work kind of bus.
Yeah,
There's
it's
big
also a
difference in there.
plus if you're going from California to Georgia.
Dude, I've taken a car ride from Georgia to California before, and it was so excruciating. It was so awful. Like you get tired of the people you're with, and they're your best friends. Okay, like I chose this group. They say you can't choose your family. I handpicked these motherfuckers, and they're driving me up the wall. I can just imagine sitting in a bus seat for 2.5 days next to like Granny Epps and like some like guy who's always trying to score meth at every stop, and he's tweaking out back there. Like, I'm sure it's an experience. She's
think it
gonna have
smells
some stories. Oh, I'm sure it smells bad. We asked him about the bathroom on the bus, and he was like, "Oh, you don't use that. You wait till you stop." And apparently, they stop constantly.
Every
So,
30 to 40 minutes.
Oh my god, that
On a
is
road trip, the thing is, you gotta hit the road. Everybody pees at the same time. Everybody shits at the same time. Everybody gets their Mountain
I
Dew or
didn't
Red
even
Bull,
think
whatever
about
you
that.
need, and then we go. Like, we do 400 miles at a stretch. Like, if you make me stop at 200 miles, I'm like, come on, man, you're wasting time. This isn't a real road trip. And I've made a lot of road trips. He's stopping every 20 minutes. He's
is
stopping
never
every
the
time they
bus
see
full
a
of-
McDonald's, basically. They pull over.
there's a huge group of people with prostate problems taking Chiz on his trip to Georgia. I gotta stop again.
No, he's tweeting about it. I only follow T Mart's mom on Twitter, but
Big mistake. I was thinking about that today. I think it's time to expand.
I don't know. T-Mart's mom's a pretty good follow.
yeah, I mean I pretty much follow the best. I don't know why I would start lowering my standards.
I'm just saying, if you could add some more people in there, I think it would be good.
I used to follow this Russian YouTuber until I found out he was a fucking phony, a liar, phony, a
He
liar.
he misled me this whole time. You know, the funniest thing is the professional Russian thing. Like, from the beginning, I was like, oh, it's such a great play on words. I bet they'll all get it, and they'll all revel in how smart I was when they see professional Russian, because professional is someone who gets paid to do something, and a Russian is pretty fucking obvious. You know, it's a perfect person from Russia, paid to be a Russian, you know. But nobody got the joke.
For millions of people, just, whew, just
me.
nothing.
No, yeah, right over their head. It's like that scene from Guardians of the Galaxy. It would not go over my head. I would catch it.
My reflexes are too fast.
That's all. My reflexes too
On the
fast. I would
Twitter
catch
thing, I don't know if you guys know this story. I used to follow like 30 people or something, and then everyone got mad that I didn't follow them too. And then some hacker, I forget who it was, if it was Cosmo or not, but they like demanded that I started following them. And it was like, fuck. Like, and now I'm being held ransom, and I'm getting like emotional peer pressure on who I follow. And the truth is, I only use Twitter to talk to people that follow me. Like, I don't give a fuck about the people I follow. All due respect to T-Mart's mom. But, you know, it's really about the people that want to talk to me. That's what I use Twitter for. And one time I wanted to unfollow the hacker, so I unfollowed everybody. And that was like, people got pissed. They were really mad. They're like, Woody thinks he's too good to follow anyone. And I told this joke I stole from Chael Sonnen. I was like, well, I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. And that apparently is the douchiest thing ever said by man. So that wasn't a win. And now I only follow the best, T-Mar's mom. You know, if you can somehow supplant her feed as awesome, then I'll follow you instead. And no one.
Did she even tweet? I mean, what did she tweet about? Just got back from the grocery store, got some milk. Like, what is she tweeting about?
She
like,
joined
she
her
like
local Rotary Club, and she
just left the MTV Awards. Like, Kanye was kicking. Like what is she really tweeting about that you wanted to hear about?
She joined her local Rotary Club, and and she posts pictures with them and stuff. Like, here, hold on. I don't even know how to look at who I follow.
See his mom at the Rotary Club.
I swear I don't know how to use Twitter for anything but talking to my friends. Oh,
I recently followed a bunch of news sites, and I like it quite a bit because you get really breaking news.
11 days ago, made my son his favorite breakfast and biscuits and sausage gravy. Reminded me of when he was younger and we had Sunday mornings at T. Martin. Isn't this sweet?
That is very sweet.
Here's her entire Rotary Clubs in safety vests after just cleaning a road.
Please change the.
She's complaining about doing T-Mart's laundry.
See, I tweeted about that and nobody cared.
It's best. So
I got these peppers here.
Yeah, all right, I'll change the topic. But I don't know if we want to do Twitter. He's having all these problems. Chiz, his bus is 2 hours delayed, 20 minutes delayed. They get on the freeway and then immediately turn back because the bus is broken. Hour and 40-minute delayed. He missed his connection in L.A. Maybe.
The bus driver should just phrase that differently.
But yeah,
like 2 hours delayed is only like a 3% trip delay. There's been a 1% trip delay.
We're 2 hours behind on this 14-day journey, so who gives a fuck?
It's basically the Oregon Trail.
That's interesting stuff. I hope he vlogged the Border Patrol stopping his bus.
I wish they had like drug him out and thought he was like some big chubby Mexican.
He's Spanish. He has like a Spanish passport.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. And he's got the last name. His last name is kind of exotic.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. It's got a bunch of
I can just see as a New Mexico Border Patrol agent, won't take a closer look.
Why did he bring his passport for a bus ride in the U.S.?
Probably because he knew he was going down like the south border, you know? He wanted to make sure, because he does have that last name, and he's a little suspect looking, and he's on a goddamn bus.
Just in case they ask for his papers.
Plus, you never know. We might have a really good trip, and we might end up needing passports. What if we end up in Guatemala or something?
That would be a serious wrong turn on the
blend right in.
white water rafting.
Well, what if we decide to go to Guatemala? We might need to.
I'm not saying having a passport's bad. I'm just saying you don't need it in the U.S.
Well, I needed one to get to Chicago, so, you know.
Wings reference?
Everyone knows that. Yeah, that's the thing about Chicago.
Passports,
The
unbelievable.
real sticklers.
The capacity of that city.
Should we talk about Merca's hometown? How things going? You got a little hometown pride cooking right there?
Yeah. St. Louis is a pretty great town. There's a little bit of a snafu recently in Ferguson. Still going. Like, I thought all that was over a few days ago because I didn't see anything about it, and then I just went onto Reddit and saw another video of some guy like, they're lying to you, and like watching trucks going by like boom boom with like shooting their grenades and everything, and I don't know, it's for the best. It builds character.
That thing in Ferguson has been really entertaining to watch, and I'm glad that it's going on because it's showing the country first of all, everyone involved is an asshole. Like, the people who are looting are assholes, the cops are assholes. The only real non-assholes involved are, like, the peaceful protesters who are like, hey, don't shoot us. We don't like what you're doing.
Because you said this, I'm sorry, was that rude? It wasn't meant to be.
No.
I was talking to you about, I think it was a private conversation at the start of this thing, and I'm like, I don't know what side to pick. I was having a real hard time with it because you guys have heard us talk about this, like, sort of anti-militarization of the police rants before, but I'm also not a big fan of, guys who strong arm rob, guys who loot stores, and what is generally like a riot that doesn't affect real change. It seems like there are people who are just taking advantage of the commotion to wreck stuff. And
totally.
Kyle was like, it seems like everybody's an asshole in this situation. And I'm like, right. That's it. It like, there's no white knight. There's no shining star of virtue going on here. You've got police who are practically excited to use all their military toys, right? And do they have something called, is it a ballistic baton? Have you guys seen this?
What?
Let me show.
What is this?
All right, so here's a link. I was actually doing some reading about this today. And you'll have to scroll down a bunch, but they got a Marine to like detail all the weapons that are being used. And here, so it's on the screen now. It's called a wooden bullet projectile. They're less lethal wooden baton rounds.
God. They're
Go on.
They're less lethal. They bounce them off the ground a lot of times. Like, they'll shoot them in front of your feet. They bounce off the asphalt and hit you in the shin. Sometimes they bounce too high and hit you in the head, though, and you die.
So they're shot out of something similar to a grenade launcher, and it propels those. Until they called them a baton round, I hadn't really thought of it. I think I have a picture on my screen of what they shoot them out of, and it's like a shotgun almost with a really big barrel, and it launches that little giant wooden pellet baton.
I got one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it with arm's reach? Or like,
not within arm's reach. I've got some stuff within arm's reach, but I could get it. It's it's a 37 millimeter underbarreled launcher. It's 37, so you don't need to register anything like you would a 40. If you got the 40 millimeter, which is like 40 Mike, the explosive shit, you'd have to register it as a destructive device. But you can buy those 37 millimeter launchers for like $100-$200, and then you can get the rounds for them, and you can even get blank rounds that you can load however you might like. So if you want, you can get them so that they shoot like a bunch of 22s at once. You can get them so they shoot those wooden baton rounds, flares, tear gas, whatever.
Yep, and that actually, you're exactly right. That confirms what this Marine guy was saying. It's a 37 millimeter thing. They shoot tear gas out of it. They shoot this article is calling wooden pellets. They're called like projectile batons elsewhere on this page. Of course, they're shooting the tear gas, red pepper balls. I don't. It's hard to see what the pepper balls do.
Yeah, how does that work?
Picture.
What's the point?
Well, they hit you and they spray pepper gas everywhere and they blind you. I don't know the consistency of them, but I don't think it's a liquid on the inside. I think it's a like powdered pepper. I've got a 12 gauge round that when you shoot it shoots a big fog of like pepper. It's like a riot control device. I've got everything that they're listing there that they're using against those people, except for those wooden rounds. That's all I don't have. I've got all that other stuff.
Can you get the beanbag rounds at your local gun shop?
I don't. I think you can. I don't. I've got them, but I ordered them from. Who sponsored me this? Let's get the plug right. American Specialty Ammo.com.
AmericanSpecialtyAmmo.com for all your Ferguson policeman wannabe needs.
Oh yeah,
I didn't hear you. Was it American Specialty?
American Specialty Ammo.com. You go on there, you can get some you will be just as well armed, if not better, than the Ferguson Police Departments. You can also get, I think on that website, I hope I'm not wrong, you can get a golf ball launcher for your AR-15.
They need to sell armored personnel characters too, to really match the Ferguson Police. They've got those like wannabe urban tank things.
Yeah, APCs are fun. I don't understand why so many police departments have them though. Because they're for moving armored. Well, they're for moving armored. They're for moving troops into like dangerous areas where you're going to be receiving fire. It's an armored vehicle for like. You just don't need it. It's absurd. They're not under fire on their way to like Main Street.
Let me read a paragraph about what these guys have. Hang in there. It'll take 30 seconds. There's a growing chorus of military veterans who've chimed in on the absurdity of photographs like this one, and they're showing these guys here. It's the top picture. Let me join the parade. What we're seeing here is a gaggle of cops wearing more elite killing gear than your average squad leader leading a foot patrol through the most hostile sands or hills of Afghanistan. They're equipped with Kevlar helmets, assault-friendly gas masks, combat gloves and knee pads, woodland marine pattern utility trousers, tactical body armor vests, 120 to 180 rounds of ammunition for each shooter, semi-automatic pistols attached to their thighs, disposable handcuff restraints hanging from their vest, close-quarter battle receivers, and M4 carbine rifles with advanced combat optical gun sights. In other words, they're itching for a fight. And that's how I see this, man. These guys dressed in their, like, they're there to, like, win Iraq. This isn't keep the peace. And just like Iraq, it kind of reminds me that like, it's having the opposite effect. Every time they kill someone, the crowd isn't going, ooh, it's time to settle down. You know, let's not have any more killing. It goes nuts in the other direction. But then, you know, people really are looting and rioting. And I watch these videos, and it's video proof, right? It's not like a picture, which is easier to manipulate and stuff. And you can hear rioters firing gunshots at the police. So, like, fuck, people. I don't know what the right answer is. They're all assholes.
They are all assholes.
Yeah, there's no winning combo here. It's just going to continue to get worse. You know, just hope it doesn't reach the better parts of town and stays in Ferguson.
Oh, God.
But, oh, well.
So how far are you from how far did you grow up from this place?
Ferguson is north of St. Louis, and north and east is the parts of St. Louis that you want to avoid. It's just kind of shitty. Not, you know, just poor and a lot of crime. I was about probably 25 minutes from Ferguson.
Nice.
So it's like I had to get to the city and then go up.
I think if I lived near it, I would go. I'd like to see that.
It's not somewhere you want to drive through. It's just, well, clearly now.
Well, I mean, it seems like, I guess that would be getting myself into trouble. I think I'd definitely take a gas mask, though, right?
You could aptly use that tank to go through a drive-through in Ferguson.
I would fit right in.
Just
Like
I'd be
on my APC going through McDonald's, and I'd look, and there's Ferguson's finest, like over at Taco Bell. They're all like geared up, night vision and shit. Hey, bro, yeah.
Your miniguns mounted on top. You just give each other like a professional courtesy wave.
Yeah, when I was doing that, when I was riding on the APC heading to McDonald's, a cop drove by me and he actually did salute. Like I was just like, they totally thought, because I was wearing a green FPS Russia shirt. I guess it looked a little bit like camos. Totally saluted. I was just like, if he only knew, because I'm sitting up there with a 50 caliber Modus machine gun and just on that APC going through a town, and no, we didn't talk to anybody about that. We never really did. Just kind of did it.
Wait, so there was a functional, fully, like a 50 caliber gun on top of that? It was totally functional, and you're just driving around?
Yeah.
What state? Which state?
Ohio.
Ohio. I do not know anything about their gun laws.
Yeah, cultural hub of the Midwest, they say.
Yeah, if you were in North Carolina, I'd be like, well, that seems totally fine. It's not concealed. You don't even need a license for that.
There you go. I'm open driving it.
Yeah.
Just imagine don't think of it as a gun mount. Think of it as a gun rack.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah. but loaded and pointed at stuff.
It wasn't loaded.
I'm having
that's
difficulty
true.
paying attention to our topics with this huge list of porn.
Porn.
That Woody sent to me right before the show.
So
I don't
much
know
porn.
What you're talking about?
Gigantic list of porn.
I dare you to read
Loads.
some of those subreddits. I'm gonna turn
Here's
my-
one for you.
Throat pies.
Sexy midgets. That's something Woody has on there.
Wait, is that even true?
Death porn? What is that, Woody? What
Okay,
does that
these are
mean?
made up.
No, these are made up. But here's a real one.
Panel.
There's panal, thick loads. What do you think
On
that's
her
about? Do you think that's
knees?
about garbage men that are having difficulty with their daily task? Thick loads.
Lady boner O faces. Leaked
pussy
Snapchat.
mound. Are you pussy? What does that mean?
Farm boners.
Arm
Festival sluts.
festivals. Yeah, this is an
I
incredible.
actually subscribe to this one too. Cum sluts.
Oh, Christian girls. Do you think they're praying and on their knees and just begging for
I
forgiveness?
kind of want to go to that now. Anal wreckage.
That doesn't sound fun.
Biting her lip, breeding, chick flicks, country girl,
Covered in cum.
covered in cum. Oh my
DP
god,
girls.
Snake fuckers.
is that a real one?
And we could find videos
I
for it if
can't
we want
tell. We could play a game. Like, which one do you think Woody's really subscribed to, and which one
Right?
did Kyle make up? Like,
Yeah,
not safe for
I like
work
that.
cosplay. That's a
to.
Woody
Ooh, here's
one.
one you're definitely subscribed to. Old and young sex. Huh?
Wait, is that one there? It is there. That's a real
Old and
one.
young sex.
Oh.
Not safe for work brides.
Not safe for work brides.
I like that one.
That's a real one.
Leaked Snapchat. Ooh. I'm going to that right now. That sounds... Nah, I shouldn't do that now. I'll get lost.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I'll like accidentally show something because believe it or not, yeah, like Paintal, for example, has not safe for work images in it.
There's a facial cum shots and a facial _sperm. Facial sperm. I think cum shots sounds more porny.
I think Unashamed is a good one.
Unashamed. Kyle, put the mask back on just to piss people off that you're finally showing your face.
Is that the
what's
effects
it?
that you opened?
Yeah.
Yes.
Breast play. Ooh, that sounds way too official. Would you like to engage in some breast play?
Just a bit of breast play, madam. Give it a little hug.
A titty fuck? If the mood binds you. Oh, I don't have effects.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I'm not gonna risk fucking up.
Yeah, that could be risky.
Ooh, biting her lip.
So yeah, we were discussing the porn that you can find on Reddit, and Woody linked us to a few of his choice favorites.
It's
Not
his
the full
40 or
list, mind
50
you.
favorites.
40 or 50 of his favorites, and they are filthy.
Is
They're
that
not
it?
as-
Just 30 or 50? I thought I'd...
Nope, it's not. It's 95. Jesus Christ. 95 subreddits in his multi. You almost have triple digits of different, weirdly specific porn.
when
can
you
find.
say almost have triple digits, I think, well, I need to step up my game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't live on amateur X and reading forever. You're gonna have to move on. This is how porn gets crazy and this stuff. Like you get into it and then you watch something crazy and then you go back to the regular stuff and you're like, well, this isn't working. And then so you just gotta get incrementally crazier until you get to Woody's level, which is 95 different, oddly specific types of porn. Double P. He has DP girls, double P, double vagina, and double tit fuck, and double penetration to the full. Just in case he thinks I want double something and I don't know which one. Let's shop around, see what's happening. Festival sluts. So all of us want to, see a music festival and there's a whores running around. Girls doing nerdy things. How's that hot? What the fuck is this?
I don't even know.
I'm doing math homework. My tits out. And well, I mean, I'm going to use this list, so I can't really make fun.
I'm
I'm gonna look at this later
He's
and be
like,
like,
as much as I'm teasing him, he's done me a great service, and I'll be forever
Yes.
grateful.
Oh, absolutely. It's a well put together list.
it's very, very well put together. Like I'm making fun of it now, but later I'm gonna be like, girls on their backs.
You know what I
can't
think?
be bad.
Taylor, I would like it if you thought of me every time you use this list.
Oh, thank you so much for linking me to goth sluts, Woody. Thank you. That's a real one on there.
Goth sluts?
Goth sluts.
Oh wait, you know what we haven't talked about?
What?
White Boy 7th Street.
Ah, yeah.
Dude, that topic is begging to be covered. So I have a thing that I think people should know. Inside information says it's actually White Boy's first offense. So I don't know, because if you look, I think I have his inmate website up here. I do, yeah. So this is his inmate summary, and if you look at it, do you guys need a link?
Mm-hmm.
I can hook you up with a link. If you look at it, it says subsequent here. So right, he's at 30 grams. If you're not a, like, I didn't know this. 30 grams is just over an ounce. I think 28 grams is an ounce, and 500 they tell me is roughly a pound. So is that right? 16 times. Maybe that's
28.
a little low.
Yep.
Anyway,
No.
it'd be a
No,
couple
math.
pounds, right?
It's a lot of pot. It's a lot of pot.
Yeah, it'd be a pound and a half or 2 pounds, something like that. And it says subsequent. And if you look at Kelly's inmate summary by comparison, it says first. But what I'm hearing, and I think secondhand, what he wishes people knew is that it's actually not a subsequent offense, that it's actually a first offense. And I don't know, that's a thing. That it somewhere some shitty website that I'd never heard of before, like Vibe or Vide, or what was it? Does anyone know what it was called?
Vine.
No, it wasn't
Right?
Vine, was it?
Oh.
No,
I don't
Vine's the it was a news reporting website. Why am I the only person talking?
Vine. That's the one where they show the short clips. Never mind.
Yeah. So anyway, there was this website that was covering his story seemingly better than anyone, and they said that in 2011 he was guilty of like injectables, which would be meth and heroin, I guess. But I hear that's not actually the case. So
So, he got out after how long? How long was he there? Total?
Night.
Do you know?
Yeah, he was there a little more than 24 hours. And
it's weird that it's the same punishment for 30 to 500 grams. You know that.
Yeah.
the 30's too
weirdly
low. It
large
seems
space.
like if the idea is to catch people who are dealers, they should start it at like 60 or something, because that kind of cuts out regular users. Whereas if you have 30, and rumor, inside sources, whatever, have said that he's much closer to the lower end of that spectrum, then you're catching guys who are just enthusiastic about their pot, and not people who are necessarily selling it.
It's like just having the same punishment from like a loiterer all the way to a rapist, and then when you get to murder, you're like, whoa, we got to reevaluate this, and then you change it. Because like 30 all the way to 500, incredible difference. Poor white boy.
I think he's going to be just fine, though. Like, early on,
do
people were
too.
like, oh, he's going to do some jail time, but I think it's clear
Yeah.
that he's just going to do, like, some community service, maybe probation, maybe a fine, like, some smaller, lesser thing like that. And
none of us
Good.
have real expertise on it, but gosh, like I swear I've been hearing stories of people who have like 4 felony arrests. And I guess there's a misdemeanor, which is a lower amount of pot, but he had enough to be in the felony category. But I think people get like 4 felonies and don't spend any time in jail. They're just not really apt to lock up people. And he, like, according to me, he shouldn't go to jail. I don't feel like the world would be a better place. I feel like if you take people who commit crimes on white boys level and put them in jail, then like that doesn't help America get better. Jail is for people that I want you to protect me from. And white boy does not make that list. Smoking pot, playing video games. He's not causing me any trouble.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. I will say this though. I feel like it's a wake up call in my head, and I'm not even a pot smoker, but probably everyone else too. With the legalization that's been sort of going everywhere. I didn't realize this was still on. With the legalization that I see all the time, like, Colorado's legal, Washington's legal. A bunch of other places have either like decriminalized it or like made it a misdemeanor, like a fine, almost like getting caught with a solo cup in public. And
or they've made it medical and made it really easy to get. Like, if you get headaches, you can have it.
Right.
I get anxious, and then you got it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
things have been headed in that direction so consistently, right? And it's hardly ever a step backwards. It's just forward, forward, forward as the United States marches towards legalizing pot or nearly legalizing it. And then it can almost make you forget that, like, dude, if you've got like over an ounce of pot in your room and you're not in the right state and you're, whatever, there are people smoking on their Twitch streams. I don't think you could actually see Alex smoke his pot, but there are people who do smoke pot on Twitch streams, and it kind of opened my eyes to, like, right, don't be fooled. This is not legal yet. It'd be easy to really screw this up.
What a dumb thing to do on a Twitch stream.
Maybe, I bet a lot of them, or at least a lot of them that I've seen, whenever I see somebody doing that, they're usually in California.
Maybe they are.
Well, California, that's just medical, right?
Just medical.
Yeah.
But even then, there's a federal issue.
Well, but, that means that they'd have to somehow get federal law enforcement to come to your house.
Georgia's pretty progressive. Do you think they'll make any steps soon?
They're not as progressive. I get it.
Sharp as a marble. I've wondered about North Carolina.
I heard them say something about maybe allowing medical marijuana, but just for, I think it was like, what's the epilepsy for epileptics, but that was going to be it. So even Georgia would allow it for that. No what?
Glaucoma, that's usually the big one, right? Glaucoma?
No glaucoma, no like chronic fatigue, no anemia, none of that. No.
Damn.
No back pains, whatever the fuck Snoop Dogg claims when he goes in there.
What does he claim?
I think it's headaches and like glaucoma or like something bullshit. I heard him say on the Stern show, and Stern was like, "How many trips to the dispensary would you say you make?" And he's like, every couple of days. They'll only give you so much at a time, but I'm sure he's getting really supplied because he says he smokes anywhere from 10 to 100 joints a day.
It's
Wow.
Snoop Dogg. I'm like, he's got to be keeping him in business.
Yeah.
If I smoked 100 joints,
crew too.
That's right. He's probably, his whole posse needs to smoke joints. Yeah.
Does everyone need a bunch of weed? Excellent. I happen to be a famous rapper.
he smokes 100. He said that he'll burn that many, and I'm just imagining like that has to be bad for your lungs at that point. Especially if you're smoking joints.
It's like a 5-pack a day habit.
This guy, I don't know about that.
No,
Wait,
it
it's
is. He's
not?
not smoking 100 joints a day. There is not enough time. No way.
That's all he has to do. He's a professional pothead. He gets paid to smoke pot.
That would be 4 joints an hour, 24-hour bender. Assuming he's only up 16 hours, he'd have to step it up to 6 joints an hour, roughly.
How would he
find
not
the quote.
become
Maybe it's not 100.
uncomfortably high? Like, why would you want to keep smoking at that point? Like, what is he doing? Like,
I don't
he
know
get
if
any
he-
more high?
I don't think he can. I think at this point he's kind of like leveled up. He's maxed out. It's his maximum. It's his final form. He's not getting any higher.
His tolerance is so high that he has to smoke that amount just to be like, hey, I'm a little baked.
He's a 10
Probably so.
prestige pot smoker.
All right, so I want to talk about these because these are a bit trip related. So about
What?
peppers.
Anyway, I guess I was just going to wrap that up. If you are a live streamer, keep in mind, like I'm telling you, like if it was legal in my state and I smoked on my stream, they'd somehow find a way to get the feds to fuck with me. So it's been a wake-up call to me. Like, yeah, be careful what you're doing online because not everyone's going to act like your friend. Kyle?
So I was on Amazon a few weeks ago, and I found these peppers that are stuffed with cheddar cheese and pepperoni. And in the picture, they looked like, those probably aren't so tasty. Those aren't so good looking, but I bet they taste good. And I bet it's really good, like bar food. Like, if you'd had a couple of beers, maybe you'd reach for a can of these. But they arrived, and they didn't look so good. And I haven't opened them, and I haven't used them. And I thought maybe I'd bring them on the trip. And just before we went whitewater rafting, we'd all have one for good luck. So
Here, have one right now just to see what it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. think you
right
know
now.
the kind of things that bring you good luck. That's not one
So
of
that's
them.
bacon, like that's a little bit of bacon, like coming out, and like there's peppers stuffed with cheddar and
That is
pepperoni. And I mean,
revolting.
Why
What
would you
if I
do
just
that to
drank
yourself?
the
Why would you do that to your friends?
Smell it. Smell it.
Yeah, smell it.
Smell it.
It didn't pop, which worries me. You know how jars go boop?
Yeah.
It didn't do that.
Why would it?
Yeah, did you think it was safe before? Like,
Smell it.
Mmm.
Smells
Ooh.
like pickles, doesn't it? Drink the juice. You'll like it.
have a sip.
Have a sip.
Have a sip, dear.
Look at this. The new Kyle's webcam brought to you.
By Squarespace.
Did you? Oh, he's doing it.
Oh. There's no way. Don't
No
you do
way. He likes it. That is crazy.
No, he doesn't like it, but
He
he's
stopped liking it. Yeah.
It would be better if it's really burning my mouth now. It would be better if it were cold. It tastes like Texas Pete. You know, like you'll get that jar of Texas Pete that has like the green peppers in it and the like white and the clear liquid like vinegar or something, and like put it on, I don't know, beans or whatever. It tastes like that. It's really spicy. I'm definitely tasting some of the cheese too.
What a gross thing you just did.
So I'm bringing these. I'm bringing these on the trip.
Please, no,
And-
don't. Bring things we
How many
want.
are-
We're all gonna muscle one down right before we hop in that whitewater raft. Or at
Why is
least
it gotta
I
be
am, and I'll
then?
make.
Why
What?
can't it be like a victory meal or something so that it doesn't fuck with us on our trip?
That's fine too. We could play some sort of poker game in which every time you lose, like you got to eat one of these.
Oh god, yeah, because I don't want to have
Woody's
one of
over
those.
there with this. Somebody's over there just pale, just.
It's like it's a rotten pterodactyl egg sitting in my stomach as I go whitewater rafting. That sounds horrible.
How many are in there?
Oh well.
More than we need.
It says here that there are 12. 12 of them in there.
With
I-
that many, you just want to try one now? Report back? Just
You know,
You know what, Merca? That's a strong idea.
It's a
People don't
strong
realize
idea.
how smart you are, and I think you're proving it now. That is brilliance. Kyle, follow his advice and eat one now. Oh, God, I'm so happy to have a webcam on Kyle.
so gross.
Look at that.
Oh.
Can you bring it closer to the camera? Bite it halfway and show it to us. Do it.
Hang on, I don't want to put it back in the jar.
No, you don't want that. No.
I had a little bacon in my mouth. Oh.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I
No,
just want
this
to get
is-
the top back on the jar.
Yeah. Do that. And I think you still got 90% of a thing to eat. What'd you do, lick it?
No, I wiped my fucking mouth.
It
You
looks
wiped
like
your
did it
mouth
like
with
spray
it?
on you and you bit it?
Where's
Yeah, it like it fucking like it's on my hand and all. Ugh.
But
Like a
you
big
didn't eat it. Where
I'm
is
not
it?
ready yet. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to eat it. All
I
right.
want you to show it to us.
I'll definitely should give you a closer look. I just don't think I'm gonna eat this right now. 'Cause one thing is, it really is spicy. So.
Is that a bite you took out? No, I see. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, so there's like cheese and meat in there.
Oh.
And I don't try. Here's the reason I don't want to eat it, and it's because it tastes okay. It really does. But I'm afraid that because the can didn't pop, and I'm afraid to eat that because that's meat. That's
Uh-huh.
pork. It was in a can.
Ah,
And I just don't know if I can.
little
But like,
known
what's
that-
the worst that'll happen?
So I got a little.
Okay. You see,
Oh,
you
that's the
can't-
face of someone who's enjoying himself.
No, it's the face of someone who's like ready for it to taste really gross at any moment. Like,
And it does
is
it.
this the part where the part where it comes in my mouth? Like,
That's on the trip.
Oh my god, this is
so
so it's
it
cheddar
doesn't taste
cheese.
bad. Cheddar cheese, Vermont aged cheddar.
Oh,
That's, what, that's what I want.
The
I'm
older
gonna
the
sit
better
this
when it
over
comes
here
to
for
cheese.
maybe for later. Just kind of there. It's gonna hang out there for a while, and I should wash my hands because that is just
Just lick it up. Yes.
just look it off of 'em.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
It tastes a little bit like if you order Domino's pizza, the little banana pepper that comes with it. It's kind of spicy. It tastes a little bit like that.
Yeah, but with
But,
like cheese and old meat in it.
Yeah, cheese and old meat.
Okay.
Just gonna
Oh my
leave that
God.
over there.
Yeah, I would be sketched out too if that thing didn't pop, because that looked kind of dubious anyway. As a
Yeah, I'm a little worried now. I may get something horrible from that.
Oh well, it was. What do you have
Have
to
a-
drink?
Pickle juice.
Are you serious?
No, it's green. It's green tea.
Oh,
Green tea. Oh, that.
well, that's good.
So I'm still doing the weight loss thing.
Oh yeah, what you
nice.
down to?
I think I'm down. Okay, I feel like I'm making a short story long, which is dodging the question, but I'm not, and you will see. I'm calling my starting weight 207 and a half. It was 207, and then like 2 days later, I registered 207 and a half. It was after the water park day when I couldn't eat right. So there's my starting weight. 207 is the highest I registered since this thing. Today, I hit 197 and a half, which would have me down 10 pounds. But having said that, I had other weights that come in today. My damn scale, if you step on it 3 times in a row, you'll get 3 very different weights. Like it'll vary as much as 3 pounds. So I think my 197 and a half might have been like, it was the first one I got, but I imagine if I stepped it 2 more times, they'd both be higher. But I'm down. My goal is to be down 10 pounds by Saturday. And if I'm not there already, then I should be. So...
Well, congratulations. You said 10 pounds. That was your first time. That was your goal of, the first time feeling like you accomplished something, right?
Yeah.
The 10.
Yeah. I guess I hit that today. The goal is 20 pounds. I'd like to do that. So this is halfway for me. But, I wanted to be down 10 for the trip. And I should get that done if I didn't do it already.
Trip's going to be good. Looking forward to the trip.
Yeah.
My targets haven't arrived yet. I'm a bit worried about that. I asked Kitty today, I was like, so the targets, when are they going to arrive? She's like, well, they shipped over a week ago, so she's like, so they'll probably be there by the time you get back Monday. Or maybe at the end of the week. I don't know. And then she walked away. And I was just like, wait, so either they'll be here on time, far too late, or you have no clue. Which is...
I'm going with the third one. So, do you know where they're shipping from?
Arizona, something like that. And they shipped over a week ago. So maybe they will, maybe they won't.
I have a tracking number that says my robotic blowjob machine has been shipped and will arrive tomorrow. Or as people watch this, yesterday.
Yesterday. By the time you hear this, Woody will have already befouled that
unless you're
blowjob
a
machine.
Patreon member, at which point I mean tomorrow. Because if you go to patreon.com/PKA, link in the description, you'll see all our stuff. And I think for $5 a month, you get everything early.
I saw somebody posted, they were like, now that Kyle's showing his face, this is me on the Patreon website, and he's just like throwing dollar bills.
Yeah,
well, hopefully
right.
it wasn't just a gift.
Yeah, hopefully. Dude, our Patreon's doing really well. We thought we were the biggest Patreon in the world, but it turns
not
out
quite.
because we had passed the one that we thought was the biggest, and then someone found one or
bigger
two
one.
more. Yeah, there's one that had more people, but he had a 1 penny Patreon level, so I don't think that counts. And and there's one that was even bigger. So we're the second biggest Patreon in the history of the multiverse. And on our way.
Oh, so yeah, definitely go to patreon.com/PK. There's a link in the description. Check out some of the packages. I'm sure you'll find some that you're like, yeah, that's worth my time. That's worth my $5, my 10, my 20, my 25. But I think that because we're getting very close to that $10,000 goal, and what we promised prior was that we do a live broadcast from Las Vegas, and that was like in the early days of this whole Patreon thing when we first started it, and it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I'm willing to go through with it if the consensus from the rest of you guys and the crowd is that they want to see that. But I think we could come up with something better. It's first of all, getting us all flown to Vegas, put in a room, is already gonna cost, just off the top of my head, like $3,000. Like $3,000, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We could take that. I mean, it just is, because I'm not taking a bus. I mean, like I'd like to fly first class, to be honest with you. I hate flying fucking coach. I got long legs. It's a problem.
I agree. Coach for poor people.
Yeah, right. You keep them back there where they belong. Don't make me go back there and sully myself with their filth.
Absolutely.
I mostly fly coach, and when I do, I get airsick. It sucks.
Oh,
I should
Woody,
really
the people's
step up.
man.
See, what you don't know is they give everybody in first class like
That's not true. I've flown first class a couple of times.
we all get drugs.
I have literally had lobster in first class before.
I've never had lobster. I've had steak.
Lobster, raspberry cheesecake. I've had steak. It first class.
I've never flown first class before.
Like you think to yourself, like, oh, I see first class. It's like coach, but the seats are wider. Oh, really? Does coach have a woman with like heated towels to put on your face? Does coach have like you know how you have
endless Jack Daniels? That's what they have in first class. You just every time you see that lady walk past, you just say Jack Daniels, and she'll just keep bringing them until you're so fucking shit faced you can't get off the plane. And even then, she'll be like, "Sir, you're not driving when you get there, are you?" Just like, no.
Do you have to pay for it in first class? I've never ordered alcohol.
No, it's free. All alcohol you can drink is free. Champagne, Jack Daniels, vodka, whatever.
Really?
It's like premium. Yeah, premium booze. Like
First
if you want a mixed drink,
awesome.
whatever. I usually get like a Bloody Mary or something if I'm like, if it's feeling jittery, like it's gonna be a shitty flight. I want to start this thing off with a bang. Yeah, go ahead and have a couple Bloody Marys, and you can just ask them for vodka. They'll just keep giving you the bottles.
There are 2 flight attendants that help the 300 people in the back, and there are 2 more flight attendants that help the 12 people up front. They're just doting on you the entire time.
Yeah, you end up with some homosexual guy named Brian who's like 27 years old and is really excited to be there, and he will take you. Yeah, good-looking guy, firm ass. You know what I'm talking about, right, Taylor?
Yeah, you say, "Give me a vodka," and you give him a firm, open hand slap on the behind.
Get back up there, Brian, and bring me another. No, but
Brian.
But yeah, first class, so you get a free meal, which is usually crappy in my honest opinion, because I fly Delta most of the time. So maybe Delta's first class, the meal isn't so hot. But even the meal in Virgin wasn't that great. But the meal's not it. For the things that I pay for when I pay for first class is the TV. You get a TV that's got a screen about this big. So you're not. It's not
you
great.
You get that in Coach too now.
Oh.
United. Yep.
But mine's got I can change the channels and everything. Can you change it back there? Too. Okay. Well, if you give me a TV, like I'm in pretty good shape. But it's nice to have the constant drinks coming in because I don't usually drink alcohol, but I do like I want a Coke or a water or whatever, like something coming constantly. And also the bathroom situation. Everybody in first class, those 12 or 15 or 20 people, depending on the size of the airliner, get their own bathroom. So those scumbags back there don't come up there and shit in my bathroom. I hate it when they do that. They come sneaking up through the curtain, trying to get in the first class bathroom.
Yeah, they think they're real people.
Yeah.
Like, no, not even close.
Can you turn your mic down a little, Kyle? It's blowing out constantly.
Let's see. How am I now?
Try that. Let's see how
1,
that goes.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
It sounds good. You were just louder before, too. So we'll see.
Really?
All I really ever wanted from first class was to not have to sit next to a big, fat, hyperventilating fuck who's spilling over into my seat and elbowing me. Because that's all the coach is now.
Yes.
It's
you
awful.
can't spill over into your seat in first class. The elbow rests are like 12 inches wide. Like, it would take a phenomenal person to spill over that.
Yeah. When I walk by there again on the plane, I always look at it and go, someday. Someday I'll be that guy.
He would have to be
It's not even that expensive. You guys are making it out like it's $2,000 to fly.
Oh yeah, I'll just become a professional Russian and then make millions of dollars. Okay.
Whenever I fly across country, it's like $600 for my ticket, or maybe $1,200 or $1,500 for a first class ticket. And I have to ask myself, like, in the next 6 hours, I could effectively earn $1,000. Would you do that? Would you sit with less knee room for $1,000? And my answer is usually yes. Unless there's something extraordinary going on. Like I had a creepy stalker fan once that drove me to first class. He was like following me around. I had I don't know, when I go on the mancation, sometimes I do. Whatever. Here, if I feel sick, I'll take first class.
Have you told that story before of some creepy fan following you at an airport? What I haven't heard of this. What happened?
There's not a ton of story, but he followed me kind of like all weekend. At that trip, I don't want to like single him out because he might be watching, but he followed me all weekend, and like we just sit and eat, and he would like grab the table next to us and turn the chair like as to
in LA, COD XP.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah. And then like he'd grab the table near us and like turn the chair, and like he wasn't sitting at our table, but it was like joining us enough that you're like, this is weird, like. who does that? And it was all weekend long. He just kind of like included himself. Like we get up and leave, and he'd take the elevator. Like we're going to our rooms, all splitting up. Then he'd just at the same time like grab the elevator with us. And
did he say anything?
Sometimes, like he'd like.
Creep.
But it was like a non-starter into the conversation. Like he wasn't socially gifted. And it wasn't like everyone immediately took to him and were like, yeah, you the man, you join us. It was more like, how does he keep finding us? And
he would be sitting there, and like over my shoulder, there he is, just sitting there by himself, just kind of like, just watching, observing, like he was a photographer and we were like a herd of buffalo or something, and he was just really interested, but he didn't want to disturb our natural habitat.
And that was the guy that was on my flight on the way home. And I'm just like, I can just picture him like waiting in line. We were like in line together. It's like, we're going to be in the same security line. We're going to be like sitting next to each other as we board the plane. For all I know, we're going to be like sitting on the plane together. So he's like in line with me checking in. And I'm like, can I get a bump to first class? And, and then it turns out in exchange for money, they'll do that. So, yeah, who knew? And then, like, that was what caused the split. I went through that short little first class security line. And, I had all sorts of, like, they kept me away from the common people.
So legroom, you'll spend $1,000 or save $1,000, but one annoying fuck, and it's like $1,000. Take it. Get me out of here. Like I don't want to be asked about Mail Monday.
Dude, nobody's better to their fans than I am. I have them coming by the house. Like lately, there's been a resurgence. People stopping by my house and stuff, and I'm always cool about it. But this guy was a special case, man, and I had given him a lot of time all weekend long. He
was a creepy guy. I avoided him.
Yeah, you would have too. So
I did.
I was into Taylor in that situation. But yeah. So but yeah, anyway, I buy it sometimes.
What I was getting at is it's going to be expensive to get us there to that Las Vegas trip. So I would like to suggest, as chairman of the PKA trip committee,
Adventures.
And PKA Adventures committee, I would suggest something different, something equally, if not more so, interesting. Because I hate Vegas so much. I've been there bunches of times. I've been flown out there and treated really well, and here's your suite, and these people are going to entertain you, and you're going to go out in the desert and do this one cool shit. And I'm just like, fuck you. I'd much rather you just sent me a check and I could have hung out at my house. I really hate Vegas. I really hate it. Everything about it. My nose bleeds. My eyes hurt just from the dry air. Like I don't like strippers. I don't like prostitutes. I don't like
these are a few of my
fake women who are just there to use you and try to take your money.
If you hate gambling, drinking, and fun, you're gonna not have a good time.
I don't drink really. I almost never drink.
Okay.
I'm not interested in the shows.
My mind is wide open. Do you have a proposal?
Yeah. Okay. So I like the idea of us doing like a live broadcast from somewhere. So we'll say that would be cool. Beyond that, I don't have a whole lot of ideas, though I like the idea of going to... here are the cities I like. Let me just throw the cities I like out there, unless we want to go multinational. I like Chicago, Boston, and Seattle.
New York didn't make your list?
No, I hate New York. New York...
it's my second favorite city.
When you're in Manhattan, there are so many buildings, and they're so tall that it's like... It really is like a concrete jungle. Like, they're like... trees, and you can't see the horizon anymore, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the people. I didn't like how hard it was to get a fucking cab. I didn't like New York.
I change my mind all the time as to whether New York or Chicago are my favorite cities, and yeah, Chicago's a good one for sure.
Chicago's a great city.
Yep,
love Chicago. So yeah, I'm up for anything, and I like paintball personally, and I think if we went somewhere and did a paintball thing where it was speedball. Where so here's my paintball idea. If I'm just like going off the top of my head, me, you, and whoever else is able to come. Let's say we get Taylor to come, and like Chiz, like sort of 4-man paintball team, and we play like speedball against other people, like 4 versus 4, and like arrange the fans into like 4-man teams, and
we could play us 4 against like 60 subs and give them shitty guns like we did before.
Oh my god, that was the most fun I've ever had paintballing. That was excellent.
We could do a round like that, but I've got a feeling that like a tournament, like 4 versus, I think we'd run into some people who'd give us a hard time.
I'm sure.
definitely.
I'm nothing
But I don't
special
want a
at
fair
paintball. But when I have like essentially a fully auto gun and they can shoot 1 round per like 3 seconds, I'm really good.
Yeah,
And
if
our
they've
rounds
all
are
got
going
rentals.
phew, phew, phew,
Yeah.
and theirs are kind of.
And by the way, I have
ooh.
like 6,000 rounds of ammo and they have to conserve their 42.
Yeah, there's
200 or whatever.
Boom, boom.
Some of them literally are going out there with just the 200 rounds in their hopper, and I just brought a case of paintball, so I was like, these
Yeah.
are mine. Just like
No, he
pat
was
'em down.
generous about it. Like the idea was to like own the map up to the case, at which point you could like refill and just rain stuff. And
Yeah.
we did.
It was honestly like playing a video game on easy against
fucked
them.
those
that time. It
kids
was
up. We
great.
really
It was
did.
like 30,
Oh.
like literally 30 of them on the other end, and we all had those great guns, and it's just so satisfying to hear those.
And we had a couple
like,
pros.
pubescent kids. Ah! They walk out. Ah! Fuck! And then just slowly whittle them down.
Big thanks to Empire for sending us those guns.
Yeah, unless Kyle, you were talking about real speedball where we play against pros, at which point we shouldn't do that.
No.
No.
No, we're talking about amateur. So speedball, for anyone who doesn't know, just means it's a small field. And so the idea, the reason I like it better over the scenario games that we've played before, like Living Legends, is with Living Legends, you walk like a quarter of a mile into the heat with your big pack on, and you go out there and you might play for 2 hours and then get shot, or maybe 2 minutes and then get shot, and then you got to walk all the way back to the staging ground. But with speedball, the way I traditionally play it is you've got like a campground type scenario with picnic tables and soda machines and coolers and all the stuff you need to play, like air and someone to work on your gun if it breaks, and your gun, your truck, and everything. That's all like right here. And then the paintball field is like 50 yards away at the most, and you just load up, get enough gear to go out there and do your thing, go do it, and then you walk right back off and take it all off. That way you're not just getting burnt out all day from the drudgery of walking through the woods, getting ticks and sweaty and thorns and all that bullshit.
I mean, the trick to Living Legends is just to cheat your tits off and just never go out. I cheated every single time I got shot. Woody would be complaining like, God damn, I'm exhausted from walking back and forth to the checkpoint. And I'd be like, Woody, what are you doing? I haven't gone out in, a day.
At first I tried to play it. I tried to be, I get shot, I'd walk right out. But after a while, it's like, no, I just fucking got here.
Yeah.
And my thing says VIP. They want me here. They want me here. I'm sure the owners don't want me walking back. They want me out here and like talking to people and shit. So I'm gonna stay. Or we also had. I'd also always make sure, as much as I could anyway, I'd get one of those kids who could heal you by pointing at you or whatever, and make that happen.
Yeah, remember the little kids that just wanted to heal you? Like, you'd have a squadron of children just waiting for you to get shot so they could touch you, and everybody else was like, medic! Just, they didn't give a fuck.
It's funny, because you guys
I'm gonna heal
described...
FPS Russia.
You guys described my first year where I was like completely honest. I was like, it's like 2,000 people there. I'm the only one that did a full lap to the respawn area every time. Everyone else was cheating like insanely. By year 3, I'm a cheater. Like people are yelling, medic! And if you don't know, a medic has to like dodge bullets and run over to you and like write down your number on a clipboard and stuff. And also they can't have like a real gun. They can only have a pistol that holds like 5 bullets, which is nothing in paintball. People be screaming for medic. I'm like, you're good, I got you. I'm not even a medic. I'm just like pretending to be a medic from a distance. It's all good. I don't care.
Can you see
You
this?
just walk by people and tap them. Just, you're good. And then just keep going.
You are a black screen. Oh, you're screen sharing something maybe, but it's black.
Can you see it now?
Nope.
Start doing something.
It's playing. It's a video I'm trying to share.
Oh, no, it's not showing up.
Damn it.
I can see your mouse intermittently clicking in and out.
Oh, well. I was going to show you Doughboy. I've got a video of me and Doughboy.
Oh, we love Doughboy.
Oh, I remember. Holy shit. I actually remember that kid.
He came out with a sword.
That kid just had a sword and was a medic, and he saved us so many times. Well, we cheated anyway, but he would have saved us.
He was great. I love Doughboy.
That kid was great. Just this little tubby kid, and you just ordered him around. Doughboy! And just,
He
that
was
kid's
great.
probably like 19 years old now.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
I don't know, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
So yeah, I just sent you the
16 or
video on
17.
Skype. That's the only way I know how to actually share it. But yeah, that was Doughboy. He was a cool little kid. So yeah, paintball was just an idea I'm throwing out there, but I don't know, sort of a grand finale type. You know, it would be we're going to be getting close to Painkiller Already 200 by the time that thing hits $10,000. So I don't know, lots of ideas up in the air, but paintball's just off the top of my head. But any kind of a live broadcast from somewhere that we, step our game up a bit would be cool.
15 grand and we'll do it from Ferguson, huh?
Yeah. Ooh. We could go to streets. Or we could go to Jim Bob's Potato Farm.
I swear, because I'm like married with children and everything, I don't go to things like Ferguson. If I was single, I'd be checking that shit out. I swear, like there's an adventure to be had in Ferguson right now. I've never been shot with a wooden baton. I've never even smelled tear gas. Let's see if it makes me cry. Maybe
both
I have a tear gas superpower.
I can help you with both of those things. Like, you don't need to go to Ferguson.
It's not the same when your friends do it to you. I want an angry cop to point his gun at me and threaten to kill me for no particular reason. and I have a social media presence that would really get it popular. If I made if I could somehow like get a cop to be pissed at me, and it doesn't appear to take very much, then that's a 1 million hit video. Bam.
Yeah, and about that amount in hospital bills.
That's the challenge. Yeah, hospital. That's like an ibuprofen at the hospital.
It just seems like those wooden things would they called it less lethal. There's no way. That's got to just kill you on the spot.
Really? Especially
like if it hit you in the head at all. Like anywhere in the head, even the upper body seems like it.
If it hit you in the head, you'd die for sure. It's really. I've heard of people dying from those things before. They're really hard. They're wood. It's a piece of hardwood.
You should go out there in like sarcastic protective equipment. Like Merker could lend me his entire goalie set from head to toe.
As you try and run with those big pads on.
Not even run, just like they could shoot the wooden batons at me and I'd like blocker, use the stick, hit him back. Be awesome.
Hit it, hand broken.
The wooden
it's coming in so hot.
I doubt they come in hotter than a hockey puck does. Especially didn't Al McGinnis shoot on you? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, that would be a good way to get rid of protesters. Just have him shoot at people.
That should be our $10,000 Patreon milestone. Merka Durka shows up at places of unrest in his hockey equipment.
Just, everybody settle down, and I get in a stance and wait.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So, Kyle, do you have any other ideas? Maybe Amsterdam? That seems to be more your speed.
Everybody with the Amsterdam.
We've talked about going to Amsterdam on the like European trip we're going on. Woody doesn't seem excited about that at all.
I'm so not. And I hate to be a party pooper. Like, I guess I would go. But the idea of hanging out with potheads is just like... It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's like hanging out with drunk people. You know, they're entertaining from a distance for a little bit. But after a while, it's like they're just operating on a wavelength that you're not enjoying. They're boring
and
as fuck.
You got to find that wavelength. No better place than Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's what I told Chiz. I was like, we should just like dope him. We should just give him some edibles. Like give him a cup of coffee that's like got somehow been cannabis stuff.
Give him like a hash cookie.
Yeah. Get him.
He's about to be ripped.
Yeah, surprise. Meanwhile, a hash cookie is like 30 times more than I should be eating.
Next thing you know, he's wearing like a parking cone on top of his head, down on like the red light district, like mooning naked women, and so it could be a good time.
I've been with people who were in pot before, of course, right? Who hasn't? And they're content, they're happy, they're enjoying whatever's going on. But people who aren't are looking for some other stimulation, like let's go do a thing, and it becomes a mismatch. Like if we're in Europe looking for an adventure, and whatever, you're satisfied just like staying in a coffee shop. Yeah.
Boring. I know what you mean in regard to that, yeah. You can't be like, man, guys, thanks for paying $10,000 a month for this trip. Now we're going to get really high and watch Grandma's Boy up in our room. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for contributing.
Thank you. You're saying it so much better than I have. But yeah, let's stay in our room and watch a movie. Like, no.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch that.
I promise you, if we go like throughout Europe, we could get almost a different fan every day who would like nothing more than to give us like a proper tour of what's going, like what to see there. You want to see bullfighting? Well, then Go to 2012 when it was legal. But I need a better example.
Barcelona, huh? It's legal there.
No.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, and they
follow up on the bullfighting world.
I can't. 2012 is a good estimate. I don't know when they outlawed it, but something like that.
Do you have it? What do you think, Taylor? What would be something that you would be down to go to within, say, the next 2 months?
Well, in 2 months it'll be fall. What's
When
an
is-
intense thing we can do in the fall?
Well, the helicopter hog hunting thing is going to be around that time.
That would be really cool. But I mean, it is cool. But just on the negative side, like, will you really be able to discern that much more detail in it than what we saw in that clip that we watched? Like, because it was just those people shooting from the helicopter, and if it's us kind of doing the same thing, you know, like, it'd be cool to sit, like, get pictures next to them and stuff.
So it's going to be us in the helicopter, you know, shooting, and then if we wanted to, we could get them to land, and, you know, we could cut ears off, take ear trophies.
Make a necklace.
Yeah, make a necklace. We could fuck the pigs. Anything you want to get into, Taylor. I don't know.
Wait. Hold back. You can fuck the pigs? Why wasn't I informed of this earlier?
I'd be offended if you didn't fuck the pigs.
I mean, you shoot the pig, you can do what you want with what's left.
I had no idea.
I mean, that's all you. It's Texas.
No one will
I'll
judge
watch
you.
Chiz fuck a pig. You know, for just to see how the semantics and the how
Make
that
it happen.
works, how he mounts it. You know.
But seriously, yeah, we could do, I don't know, that's coming up. That's going to be a fall type trip because they're telling me the colder it is, the better the hunting is for that.
Huh. Some sort of. I'm trying to think of stuff like skiing would be really cool.
Oh, I know.
Kyle doesn't ski.
So Argentina, Argentina has these dove hunts every year, and I want to say it's southern hemisphere, so maybe they're in a different part of the year. Maybe it's spring. I don't know. Let me look that up.
Argentina's definitely southern hemisphere if you need an answer on that.
It is.
Yeah, the dove hunts there are insane, though. I know you're probably thinking, like, who cares about a dove hunt? But they're like swarms. They're
fun.
bring you
I've dove hunted before.
These villagers come, and you have these village boys to, like, go gather your birds, and they keep loading shotguns for you and just handing you a freshly loaded shotgun.
Really? So
Yeah.
they just stand there like Doughboy and reload us and help.
Any trip
Let
in
me
which
show you-
I am
That'd be
treated
nice.
as better than a regular person is a great idea.
Go check this out.
That would be cool.
Look at these images.
Wow. You can't miss.
Look at the
No.
PETA one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dove hunting is a lot. They taste way better than you would think too.
They're delicious. So you take the dove breast, like, so you don't even need any tools. I can rip a dove apart
You just pop it out.
with my bare hands, pull the breast out. Like, you put wrap it up with bacon, put a jalapeno on there and a toothpick, and then grill it. It's so good.
Yeah, dove breast is great.
But yeah,
Very
these
low
dove hunts
maintenance.
are outrageous. You kill thousands.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah, we
like
should
I
do
could
that.
get a quad with every shot. If they stay that concentrated.
I don't even know if there's any, like, certification on what kind of guns you can bring. Like, we could bring some scary guns.
I could hit dove with rifles if they look like this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It really does.
I
That
might
was the
not-
first animal I killed hunting when I was little. I was like 9 years old and out hunting dove, and I thought it was going to be like what you imagine hunting to be, like hunting down a dove and like precisely shooting it, because I didn't understand the concept that I had a shotgun yet. There's just a huge cloud fired into it randomly, and like 2 dropped out. It's just you're
Yeah.
just not even looking. As a kid, you can just kill them. It's excellent.
I guess I just
Really
realized
straight
with if you shoot a rifle into the air, the bullet can go in unexpected places. It make it a bad idea.
Yeah, but that's more somebody else's problem.
It's Argentina, Woody. Please.
Oh, I forgot.
Real
Not real
people
people.
get hurt.
Yeah, they'll probably call the police and report it. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, Argentina would be cool.
So yeah, I think something like that would be cool. But there's tons of things like that all over the world. I bet there's somewhere we could go, like, feed sharks by hand, or spear fishing in the Bahamas, or
Swimming with sharks would be good.
swimming with sharks, or swimming with dolphins, or like.
Oh, this is the first time Kyle didn't add a murderous twist to his idea. He's like,
I wasn't done.
We could kill hogs. We could kill doves. We could
I was about to say shooting dolphins.
payback. We raped the dolphins. They're the rapists
you,
of the
Flipper.
sea. For those of you that don't know, they rape people and other dolphins. Dolphins are rapists.
The
Well, yeah,
dolphins are
we're
rapists.
wearing swimsuits though, so we're kind of asking for it. You know, we're in their domain. We're not dressed appropriately. We're
They
being
were
a little
naked, hanging out, and we
They
just jumped right in
know.
there.
I was gonna say swimsuit's optional. It's Argentina.
Yeah, a little bit of dolphin rape. It's kind of happen. Brush yourself off and move on.
But yeah, there's a lot of places we could do it. We could do different things. It just depends. Like we could make it kind of like an adventure thing, like where we go and do a thing, and where it's like daily vlogs, or we could do kind of what we suggested with the Vegas thing, where it's like a live broadcast from somewhere, and maybe it's a fan meetup type thing as well. I don't know. I'm cool with any of that. Just keep me out of New York City.
I definitely like the idea of meeting fans. I think that'd be really cool. We're every trip. Heck, well, there's not going to be any fans in Western North Carolina. there's hardly any people there. But the next time we go to a populated area, we should totally put the word out. We'll be here at this time and meet some people.
We're not going to be that far from Atlanta. So if you want to hang out with us and you're, I don't know, about 5'10", C cop, and no, but seriously though, if you're a fan here in Atlanta and you want to hang out with us, we could probably arrange something like that.
5'10" C cup is awfully specific.
Yeah,
Female.
If you're that exact person who happens to be a fan of this show.
Watch there be like a 5'10" C cup subreddit that Kyle subscribes to.
There'll be
60 frames per second.
No, there'll be some dude who's 5'10" in a C cup,
Ooh.
like Wings of Redemption.
Let's talk about Wings' weight loss.
This
So
guy.
Wings weighed himself in. Who's excited?
Wait, he did weigh himself in, or what happened?
He did.
He weighed
yeah.
himself in.
So on
How
day
much did he weigh?
60, he weighed himself in for the first time. And what he didn't do, and I haven't seen any of the newer videos. I think there might be one today. I don't know if there is a newer video yet. But anyway, he didn't tell us his starting weight, but he did tell us his current weight. And it was effectively 412. It was 411.8. And
Jesus.
I can't tell if that's a positive.
I love that reaction. Jesus!
I don't even know.
412 still? It's day 65 or whatever the fuck.
62.
62. Well, that's too many to be at that weight. Like, that's good that he's coming clean with it and doing everything, but he's got to stick to it. And like I saw in the PKA Reddit, they were like, "Oh, I think it's someone was commenting saying they thought it was rude that we were saying he should put his weight up. If it's a public thing you're doing, then you should keep people posted. Otherwise, it's just watch me walk to no effect for whenever I feel like quitting.
So I'll play devil's
you need
advocate
to have
here.
some sort of accountability.
I actually took day 1 and day 59 screenshots. Did you see them by chance?
I didn't.
All right.
Is it on the Reddit?
Yeah,
There's a difference.
it's on the subreddit, but it's like a day old now. So let me
While
see.
you grab that, I'm going to pee really quick. I'll be right back.
All right, I will do my best. Here they're admiring your biceps.
I mean, it's good that he's doing work to lose weight, but at a certain point, it's like, when do you just say stop with the excuses and buck down and do it?
So, okay, here, let me show you his progress. At the same time, I will show it to the people watching.
That's actually more progress than I thought I was going to see.
Right? See? Like,
You can see that he's lost a significant amount of weight in his face. So it must just be, because it looks like he's losing weight from this. It must be that his starting weight was just so much higher than that he didn't want to admit it. Because he does look thinner now.
he said in his video that his starting weight was higher than he cares to admit or something. He may have used the word embarrassed. And I think the hat does elongate his head a little bit, making it thinner. But undoubtedly, he's just thinner. You can see it in his cheeks really clearly.
Yeah. There's a lot less head there. Like, he's lost quite a bit.
Right. And if you're like me, and I bet you are, it's hard to see progress once you get outside of normal weights, right? He's a 1%er. So I think 385, we looked it up at one point, is where 1% ends. So he's a 1%er. And, when he drops from, I'll make up numbers, 460 to 412 or 430 to 412, I don't know. I I really don't know what 460 looks like versus 412. Like it's hard for me to estimate, but I can look at these two shots and say a thing happened. He lost weight, and like you know, it's like I had this expectation that for 1%ers, the first 100 pounds flies off. You know, it soars off. Like I've lost 10 pounds, maybe 9, but I got 10 today, so whatever. In 2 weeks, how much has he lost in, what would that be? 9 weeks. 63 days, 9 weeks, yeah. So in 9 weeks, I mean, if I lost 10 and 2, he hasn't been losing 10 pounds or 5 pounds a week. Like, or maybe he has. Has he lost 45 pounds? I can't estimate it all.
You're right. It's hard to tell with that. Like, an even better example is Boogie. Like, if you asked me to estimate how much Boogie weighed, I would have no idea. Like, when you get that big, you're right. Like, you don't have a concept to grasp on. Like, I would have thought that he weighed like 4 something, but apparently that's not right since Wings weighs that. And he's smaller, or he's bigger than Wings. So I would have been totally off. Is he losing weight, by the way? I haven't checked up on him in a long time.
I don't know. Not that I know of. But I'm not sure.
Sad.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it just there's clearly something going on here. Like if you grasp to the positive, which I've been doing on this call, then you can say that's forward progress. And it doesn't even matter. I watched a guy, watched him, but on the subreddit today, a guy had lost 50 pounds since January. Right? 50 pounds since January.
That's great.
You say that, right? Yet I'm unhappy with my progress, and I've lost 10 pounds in August. Right? 50 pounds since January is 50 pounds over the course of what? 8.5 months? 8.5 months, 50 pounds?
Not as much as I thought.
Right. But I saw it, and the difference in his body was gigantic. He went from a guy who was, you know, you would point out as fat to a guy who probably looks good with clothes on. You know, that's the progress he made. All these numbers are crazy. I'm not stringing together a coherent thought. I lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks, not happy with it. But I see Wings and I think, wow, that's really great. And it's the trend as much as it is the numbers, I think. I'm not sure. But I'll tell you, I could put my critical head on too and say, like, you know, I was looking for a dramatic change in the first thing. The reason that there hasn't been more progress is because he clearly is having more than the 3 cheat days he told us about. You know.
I mean, it's all good. If that's his exercise, then if he isn't losing weight very quickly, then it obviously has to be 100% down to the food he's eating. And that's what most of it is anyway. You can lose a ton of weight really fucking fast if you just change what you're eating and remain totally the same lifestyle, just kind of active, just walking around daily life. Like,
yeah, I've added a little bit of exercise just to prove Kyle wrong. Yeah, he's like, "Woody's gonna lose all his muscles." All right, I'll hit the rowing machine, add some more exercise. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, do you know anything about what's up with is Boogie losing weight, Kyle, or do you not know?
I have no idea. I don't really know Boogie at all.
Oh, well, I didn't know. I just remember him from the show.
Yeah, I don't know. When you're that big, I think the whole thing is that like those people aren't good at losing weight, so the easy bet is usually no.
Yeah, but there's got to be a point where it's like it hits you, like the reality of it hits you, which I'm sure it has for him because he's an adult and a smart person. Where you're just like, holy shit, this has got to get nipped in the bud, or I'm gonna not live as long as I would have hoped.
That's what happened to me. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't be comparing myself, but I weighed 207. That was like my number. It was like, holy, like, because I want to weigh 180 something. I've told this before, so in fast forward, and I found myself in the 190s, and it was like, well, you're within striking distance, and give yourself a break and whatever. And then I found myself at 201, and it was, dude, you're a good poo from 190 something. It's all good. And then I found myself at 207, and it was like, no excuses here. Like, you are undeniably not 180 nor close to it. So, and not 180 flat, 180s. So there it is. I set the goal of losing 20 pounds. 10 so far.
Yeah.
Because fucking accomplish your goals or be a loser.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the weekly weigh-in, though, with Wings. That'll keep him honest, and I don't think he's going to lose any weight between this first weigh-in and the second weigh-in.
His goal is 2 pounds.
Don't think so.
Is he filming the scale? Like, how is he?
It's a
Working it so that
talking
we know
scale.
Yeah, the scale.
It's a what?
It announces his weight via audio. So there's like a
Oh.
female voice that says 411.8.
That's. I wouldn't want that.
I told him when he got it, I was like, we should get like the ghetto version where it's like, damn, get off me!
They sound strained, like 400.
Damn, get your shit in check.
411 pounds.
Yeah, it sounds exasperating.
Get off. Please.
Oh my God! Get 2 scales, put 1 foot on each. For great.
I can weigh you no more.
Aha, I weigh 220, 220.
But so he's trying to lose 2 pounds, and I don't know what to do with that. On one hand, if he loses 2 pounds every week, that's great. That's forward progress. That at the end of a year, he'll lose 100 pounds. On the other hand, I've been losing 5 pounds a week, and I'm not happy.
I mean, from
Chiz will lose 10 or 12 a week. It's just like, I don't get
Chiz
it.
was the guy that made me do it. Chiz lost, seemingly in the first 2 weeks, he lost like 17 pounds. And in the next, I mean, I know he's down 24 total now. Who knows, this bus ride might plump him up. Little Arby's every 30 minutes. We fatten him like a Thanksgiving chicken.
holding in all his shit because of
That's what I told him, though. I was like, dude, he's going to arrive for this rafting trip 2 days in that bus all weak and dehydrated, like eating bus food, whatever that may be. Plus, he's already spent the last 2 or 3 weeks eating nothing but juice. Like, Chiz is gonna die on this trip. You know that, right? Like, he's gonna get sucked into this. He's gonna get sucked into the corkscrew on that river, and it's just gonna take him down. He's gonna be gone. No more Chiz.
Yeah, it's a safe bet he's fueled on nothing but like corn nuts right now.
Well, I'm happy.
Going to the trip like that.
He's showing up at Kyle's house on Friday, and he's going to spend the night there, and then we all meet at the cabin I think we got on Saturday. So he'll be all cleaned up and finished by the time I see him. I'm happy for that.
I'm picking him up. I'll film it, don't worry. I'll have the cameras rolling
Dude,
when I pick him up from the bus station.
The Chiz you get after 2.5 days on that bus is going to be like those fucking chili cheese pepper things you eat he's
going to smell so sour and sticky, and he's going to smell like everyone else on that bus and their prostate piss. Yeah. Tell him you won't give him a ride unless he eats one of those upon arrival. But just make sure you don't take the Camaro. Roll yakking it.
That's totally what he's taking. But yeah, Wings has definitely lost weight. The before and after pics makes it undeniable. A little secret: when I took these pictures, they're just from his videos. They're screen grabs from his videos. In my head, I hadn't thought he made any progress. I was like, I'm gonna grab a 1 and it's a 59. And, show that he's not making the progress that I wanted from him. And instead, I did the opposite. The picture doesn't lie. He has totally made progress.
See, what I don't understand is the whole, 2 pounds a week goal when you're that heavy is, for me at least, when I start losing weight, I get excited about it, and I'm like, I want to just fucking get this done. I want to start working out. I get really into it until it's done. And I can't imagine looking at it just half a pound a week and then slowly wean. It's like, no, let's fucking do it. 2 pounds a week at his size, that's good that he's taking a step in the right direction, but it's
not even 1%.
Too late. It's very 1%. He'll still be really overweight if he keeps that up for a whole year. And at his weight, he could easily do 5 pounds a week.
But if he does it for a year, that's 100 pounds a year, 104.
It is, but he could lose it faster. He definitely could.
I mean, when he was at my house, he was dropping a pound a day, and he averaged that for the month. There's no reason he shouldn't average a pound a day if he's working hard. He's just not working hard. I mean, or at all.
There's.
Is that what you think, Kyle? He's just not working at all.
He's obviously walking. He films.
Dude, he does the exercise that 40-year-old women do, after work. That's what walking is. That's what walking 2 miles is. It's what my mom and her school teacher friends do. They go and they walk a couple miles around the track at school in the afternoons. That's their exercise. Like old women. If I understand that he's overweight and extremely overweight, better than anyone. He needs to be swimming. He needs to be doing aerobics. He needs to be doing fucking, I don't know, kickboxing or what was it, Tybo? Like something like that. Like this guy needs to be getting his heart rate up to a really high rate and keeping it there for an hour a day. And if he did that and he ate a balanced meal, he could eat cereal all day. It doesn't even have to be that. He could eat nothing but Special K cereal and like hot dogs, and he'd lose more weight than he is right now. Like he's just like munching. He's grazing. He's grazing. That's all he can be. Every time.
Does he have a diet plan?
No, he did some crazy bad diet.
He said he was doing the South Carolina diet, and he might have meant South Beach.
It's the Myrtle Beach diet that he went on.
The South Carolina diet.
The Myrtle
Everything's
Beach diet?
fried and racist.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's not even a real diet. It's like they lower your carbs to a certain level and then they up them. And he didn't even maintain that diet. He lowered his carbs and he was like, oh, I can't stand these low carbs. So instead of 7 carbs today, I had 80. And it's like you like multiplied it by like 1,100%. Like you're not even following the silly diet that you shouldn't be following anyway. It's just consistency. It's every day eating 2,500 calories and not stopping that for 6 months.
You think that's what he should be at?
Yeah, his base metabolic rate is like 3,800, dude. If he does that, he'll bleed off a pound every 2.5, 3 days.
Dude, if he just ate like 1,800, that's plenty.
I'm making it easy. I'm trying to express just how crazy he is. He's eating several Big Macs a day worth of food. Like he's eating a couple Big Macs a meal, like 6 or 8 a day.
He had to have fixed something. He has to have. He's made progress.
Yeah, so maybe it is just that amount of walking because it has been slow progress. But has his diet improved at all? Because I haven't watched or heard anything about it.
It had to have improved somewhat. I don't know. Maybe the extreme stuff is just less common. I don't know. Because when you weigh 400 plus pounds, it's not because you eat hamburgers, right? When you weigh 250 or 270, it's because you're eating hamburgers or you're eating at fast food or something. That'll get you to 250, 270. To get to 400, you have to go to fast food and order 2 meals, right? You want double Big Macs. To get to 400, I remember when we went to Outback with him. I think he had dinner before we went out for dinner. Like that was the thing. Yeah.
Like Joe Lozon?
Does Joe? I don't think Joe's done that.
Joe will order 2 entrees, but like
2 entrees at Applebee's.
He eats like that. He eats like a prize fighter bulking up. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's about to go the next day.
Cow cut off right there, but
and burn 1,000 calories.
Joe's a whole nother thing, right? You can eat like Joe if you work out like Joe, but I think
I know
when
what you're saying.
in
I was
the
just being
400s, you're cheating on a level that most people don't do. You know, like you eat a quarter gallon of ice cream in a sitting. Just you finish off the bottle. You don't put it in a bowl.
Hang on now. That's a quart is a serving size with Ben and Jerry's. You can't stop at 1. It's a pint. That's what it is. I don't eat the quart. I'll eat a pint.
Yeah, think of a half gallon. Slice that in half.
That's a lot of fucking ice cream.
But
that's a gross amount of ice cream.
That's like 2,000 calories worth of ice cream. Like a pint is like 900 calories of Ben and Jerry's.
If you want to be 400 pounds, that's the kind of commitment that you'll have to step up to, Kyle.
Does he say what he's grazing on? Like what?
He doesn't even admit to cheating.
He said he's cheated 3 times in 60 days, and I think he's lying to us. He's lying to himself.
He cheats 3 times a day.
He might not be because he's making progress. I don't know.
I don't even know if he's made any progress. You just don't know. He needs to weigh. As far as I'm concerned, the test starts now. He weighed himself today. He'll weigh himself in 7 more days, and then we'll see what's what. But I think he's cheating nonstop. I think he's eating crazy shit. I think he's drinking sweet teas by the gallon and Coca-Cola and quarter pounders, and just as he walks through the house, it's a handful of Pringles and then like 4 fruit by the foot roll-ups and then like a can of Pepsi and then maybe a bag of Cheerios and just grazing all day. That's what I imagine him doing.
Does someone stock his house with food for him, or does he do that?
Yeah, well, he lives with tons of people, and none of them care about his weight loss thing, so they'll bring home pizzas and donuts and shit.
Oh, that's douchey. They should at least give a fuck. Like he's trying to do something.
No, he doesn't really have any support structure. Everybody there is kind of shitty.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah,
it's hard to do that on your own, I can imagine, especially when everybody around you isn't only not supporting you, but
that's what he said in his last video. He's like, if you want to help me, come stay with me. Let me come stay with you. Like, that's what I need. And I'm like, shit, that is what he
Yeah,
needs.
Kyle, why didn't you do that?
I did do
Jesus,
that.
Kyle, step up your game.
I gave him a fucking month.
It wasn't a month, and I think people forget that, and to me that was still a frustration. Like 2 weeks in, he wanted to quit, and then we spent hours like begging him, pressuring him, cajoling him, using every persuasive technique that we could think of, and we got him to stay, what, like 23 days or something, and then we pretended that was a month.
I thought he stayed 28.
We
I think
pretended.
he stayed 28.
It wasn't. I don't.
It was.
You think it was?
Yeah.
Kyle remembers every
I don't think
second
so.
of those 28 days.
Dude, this guy was living at my house. I counted the days.
It doesn't
was
make.
28.
I remember this distinctly. It might have been 24. Well, maybe
He almost left at one point when he
that
packed
was like
his shit.
2 weeks in. Yeah, he packed his stuff and he was leaving. Didn't he skip the show that too? He was downstairs like mad.
He didn't do PK. Well, he was upstairs mad. He didn't do
Oh,
the show
right.
that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
he
you
just-
texted me about that.
There was
when all
like
that was
no
happening,
reason
Dom.
not to do the show other than he didn't want to, and
Didn't
just,
want to. Didn't think it'd be a good idea. Felt like he's in a bad place.
That,
I will say this about him: the fastest I've ever seen Wings of Redemption move is packing his shit. He packed that shit so fast. He had it all in like boxes and bags and carries and totes, and was ready to like be out the door. I was like, dear God, like this was a room like ready, like completely like all of his shit was spread out everywhere, and now it's all in like 2 or 3 boxes, and he's ready to pack his shit up and go.
So was this a year ago now? Or
Almost. It's coming
almost a
on
year?
it. Yeah, yeah.
So
it's
he
last
got down
fall.
to what weight there?
I don't know, low fours.
Low
It's-
fours. He
It's hard to
started-
tell.
yeah. So he was with the low fours with you, right?
Hmm.
And then it gets to the unmeasured stuff. Like he would write a number on the whiteboard behind him. He would just like tell us. I know it said 385 on the board behind him at one point. I know verbally he said 370 at one time, but I think he was just saying numbers that would make people happy with him, like that would impress people. Like, you know, he's showing progress every week, but not actually achieving it. You know, but now it's different. Now he's literally stepping on the scale, and you can hear what it has to say. And
Might have his toes on the floor. You never know.
Toes on the
I
floor?
give him more
Oh.
credit than that. I think he's going to tell us every week. I think it's much more likely that he like sort of skips the weigh-in concept if he feels like the weight is going to give him, you know, if he thinks there's less pain
Cook
in
X-lax.
not telling us the weight than telling us the weight, then he'll do that. But I don't think he'll
Ta-
cheat the weight.
Taylor, the night prior to his weigh-in, he took X-Lax to get down as much as possible.
Isn't that
Well,
a little-
that's good if like you're about to go to a wrestling match and you have to hit that weight. But if like you're in the long term, you don't want to do that because then you're just sabotaging yourself. Like, woo, down 10 pounds, and the next day you have shit in you because you're a human and you're like, oh, up 3 pounds.
That's
3
the
pounds of
thing.
shit.
And like so this was the initial weigh-in. No one knew his weight, right? No one knew how much he was. Like, it wasn't like he was trying to show some. It was, here's my announced starting weight, because I don't want to tell people my true starting weight where I was 60 days ago. And he took X-Lax to like cut it so that his announced starting weight would be only 412. And I don't think he understands that amongst people who aren't 1%ers, those numbers are hardly even like, it's like the national debt or something. Like, oh, is it $1 trillion? Is it like 4 trillion? I don't even know. They're both big numbers. If he had not taken X-Lax and drained all the poo out of his system and weighed in at 413, it'd be the same.
No one cares. Or
Yeah,
anything
that's-
over 400 is gargantuan.
And
Like
by the
it
way,
doesn't matter.
Wings, if you somehow watch this, you are really, really in touch with your gastrointestinal system in a way that no one else I know is. You're like you're the way that like you poop and like your family members all share the pooping experience, and you stick your fingers in one another's anuses, and you do walking stories, and you're like, Mom, tell me a poop story, and like I don't know anyone else like that in the whole world. So
Didn't
yeah.
he tell a story about his mom or grandma breaking up a piece of hard shit that was in his asshole?
Yes.
Or did I just nightmare that?
With her finger. With her finger.
She'd go in there and wiggle it around because she used to be some sort of nurse.
Couldn't
So-
he used a coat hanger or something? Like, get your finger in there? I can't imagine that conversation. Like, how do you ask that? Like, hey, it's been a rough day. It's not coming out. I need you to take the initiative on this one.
Granny, Plan B again.
Oh, that sounds really uncomfortable.
Oh, and then
but
remember when he was serving as a temporary stepdad to that woman's kids? And he had poop issues? Right? Do you remember? So he fingered the kid's ass, didn't he? Did he? Am I making that up?
Wait, what's it? Rewind and go over all this again. He fingered a little boy.
Kyle, I don't want to screw this story up and make him look like some sort of pedo. Do I have it right?
I cannot confirm whether or not Wings Redemption has ever fingered a child, okay? I don't have that in my memory banks right now. I do recall something. It's a little foggy. It's a little cloudy. I remember that he was some sort of a stepdad for a little while, and maybe one of the kids had a constipation issue, but that's all I remember.
I'm sure of this much so far. And I'm also sure that... Oh, he gave him an enema. I think he gave the kid some sort of enema.
Physically?
Then,
like he put it in and...
That's not as weird anymore. How old was the kid? Like 17, 18?
No, I'll throw an age out, like 7
38.
or 8.
39. He was handicapped.
He was 7 or 8,
Oh.
and the kid was constipated. And I guess if anyone doesn't know what an enema, I've never done an enema, but I think it's some sort of like warm soapy water, and there's like I imagine it to be like a turkey baster, or there might be like a
so
a turkey
you can
baster
do
with
the
a
kind where you've got the bag that you like fill up, and it's like an IV bag that runs a hose to the enema, but there's also the kind that are more like a douche that are like a bottle of liquid. You can take the bottle and it's got a nozzle that's made to go in your butt, and then you fill the bottle up with liquid or whatever, and you squeeze it like a turkey baster.
Those are like the enema on the go.
Yeah,
like
I think that's
right
Wings
now.
Redemption's brand of choice. Fleet.
So he takes like a nozzle and like a whoopee cushion. He shoves it in the ass, and then he squeezes it. And was I right with the warm soapy water? Is that on target?
I think so.
Okay,
I think so.
Sounds right.
And then once that gets flushed in there amongst all your poo, it all comes rushing out.
Mm-hmm.
So
seems like a risky thing to do on the go with those on the go enemas. Like you just do it. Hey, that could be an event we do. We do an enema and then we have
Everybody
30
gets
seconds to find a bathroom.
I think
what about this?
Ready, go.
We all get an enema, and then we have to do that thing where you've got a spoon with an egg in it. We've got like 50 yards to cover.
And if you shit your pants, you're allowed to run to the end.
And you have to stop and like talk to your mother-in-law like halfway through.
Oh goodness.
You have to take an enema and then call your grandparents.
So yeah, Wings is just in touch with the whole digestive system in a way that most people aren't. And yeah, and he took X-Lax so that he could cut weight for his weigh-in day.
I've never ever taken X-Lax in my life. Ever have I taken something for constipation? I don't think I've ever been constipated, to be honest. And I've certainly not ever been so much so that I had to call in an elder female family member to physically solve the issue.
Bring in the family matriarch to stick her finger
digitally,
up.
if you will.
I'm Kyle. I don't let my family members break up hard and shit in my asshole.
So hoity-toity.
I'm fancy. I still can't believe that he did that to this day.
It is horrifying.
And they told us about it, and I believe that story is true because I just don't know how he'd make it up. I just don't think he could.
I don't know.
It's awful.
I don't.
But the whole losing weight for your starting day thing, wouldn't you guys do the exact opposite? Like if I knew that people were going to be watching me, I would go drink like a gallon of water and eat at every fast food place in the area and be like, oh, starting in at 240, and then being like 2 days in, you're like lost 28 pounds, feeling great.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that idea. Like if you spend the day like pounding water and like sodium, I bet
help.
I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to try to like get myself to like 195 pounds by Monday, and like start a super weight loss thing where I lose like 30 pounds in a week.
Hey, for one of the PKA events, Kyle, you want to have me to your house for a month, and you work me out, and I'm on a diet, and you get me down to like Holocaust survivor level, and we go. Taylor, your goal was 113 pounds. Just so emaciated, I'm shaking.
So on day 17, he collapsed into a pile of his own urine, but we made him keep going. Cattle prod to the ass, and he was back on the treadmill. Look at him now, skin and bones and fear. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. No, anybody else, like Chiz even said, because Chiz is heavy, he was like, I wish he'd invited me down. I'd have been there in a heartbeat. He's like, I'd have fucking tried so hard. And now I'm thinking, like, I wish I'd invited Chiz down and done a weight loss boot camp with Chiz now, because Chiz would have lost 40 fucking pounds, and I would have, I think I'd have enjoyed myself too.
So Chiz, he lost in 2 weeks 17 pounds. He started at 270, by the way. So in 2 weeks he was down like 17 pounds, and I think it's been 3. Yeah, and now he's down 24. So
it's like 4% of his body weight, if my like top of my head math is right.
How tall is he?
I see it as closer to 10%,
17.
right? Because 27 pounds would be 10%. So 24 is probably 8 or 9. So yeah, I just, I don't know. Chiz is hitting it hard, and it had to have a serious difference in the way he looks. I don't see him all the time. What are we doing?
I'm still doing the math in my head.
Oh, okay. Checking. All right.
I think it's 7% now. But anyway,
It's great for the show.
fuck you. I left my apples at. Look, I have none of my accessories I normally get to play with. My apples aren't here. I don't have my knife that I normally spin. I don't have my gun I normally play with.
Apples are great. Would you? Do you have any other radio-friendly foods you want to eat?
I had a bag of potato chips. I could.
Do you have any screaming Cheetos? They make an audible noise of pain and fear when you eat them.
Oh,
Let's
goodness.
see here. I think there's a few down at the bottom.
Kyle, tell me that.
Yeah.
Showing your face is way harder work, isn't it? Doesn't it make the show like 3 times more effort?
Yeah.
I think it makes it much easier because I can be entertaining even when I'm not talking, so I can let you guys kind of go on. If maybe it's a topic I'm not interested in or I've already given my little spiel on it, I can just go on and
Huh.
Yeah, but also, like you mentioned before the show, you can't masturbate anymore during it. So
Yes,
that's definitely
yes.
net negative.
to go to.
I don't know why you put a dildo in your ass. You can't get off without that?
It's a butt plug and it's perfectly normal. Isn't that right, Kyle?
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Expand your horizons, you closed-minded 1,000-year-old person with your blowjob machine. Like you're so you're so normal with your blowjob machine.
Yeah.
That should come tomorrow. Oh God, I hope my daughter's not home when it arrives.
Do it during the show. That'd be
I really
funny.
hope it's. I imagine he's gonna like have it like under. He's gonna be like, yeah, this is the blowjob machine. It's blah blah blah, and he's just like pour. He's like, here's where you pour the lube. He's like, and I'm told that it's pretty loud. Yeah. And it's just like nah. He's just like just trying to keep a straight face and handle the show.
I
With
want like everyone to know exactly what's happening by this sound. Like as it gets to the tip, it's like, and you can just picture it stroking my cock while I do the show.
Oh, or maybe if you did a silhouette. Maybe what if it were like a curtain and a silhouette of you, and it was just you penetrating.
Ooh, tactful.
Penetrating.
Wow, Kyle's
The
joke.
machine. You needed the visual. It helped.
Yeah.
It did help. Now I know what he means.
I for one
Penetrating
welcome our new era of Kyle on cam.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna
You look good. Is he about to kiss somebody off camera, or is he just
I'm
like,
hoping.
hey, whoever's over there, look at my faggot face?
I'm trying to arrange something for you people. Give me 1 second.
Huh. What's coming?
He's going to get her to blow him during the show right now.
The anticipation is killing me.
Kyle, make a decision.
Kyle, how long will this take to arrange? Hey, I have an idea. While he arranges that, we are supposed to do a mid-roll advertisement for
Yeah,
Squarespace.
while you guys. Yeah, this is a good time. So you guys talk about the sponsor and try not to get distracted or anything.
All right. So I'm hunting down. I have ads that I'm supposed to read and I don't see them. All right, hang in there. I will find it. The first time this is the first time we've worked with Squarespace, and I think they want it the way they want it, and they don't want me like fucking it up and adding dick jokes to their ad. So hang in there.
Big hand.
Oh, good job, sweetie. Good
What?
job. Proud of you.
Did I miss something entirely?
Oh yeah, yeah.
She kind of showed her ass a little bit, but it wasn't even naked, and I'm not aroused.
You wanted her to be naked?
Make
It was
it
a
happen
YouTube
again. I missed
show.
it. Oh God, that sucks.
Well, Woody didn't get to see your butt.
Yeah, thank you. See, this is a true friend.
Yeah. Woody didn't get to see it. He's complaining now. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was talking about the sponsor." Those shoes are awful.
Oh, yeah, what's she thinking?
Everything she's wearing is crap. Get that shit off.
They're just
Absolute
loud. I mean,
garbage.
they look fine. I mean, they're just. Oh, you got bullets on the. Maybe you could like.
Is
You
she
do
wearing
a-
hooker shoes? They
Could you
sound
do like a whole? You could just kind of do like a whole. Yeah, so she's got the bullets.
Wow, I approve. I wasn't here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website, portfolio, and online store. For a free trial and 10% off, visit squarespace.com and enter the offer code PKA at checkout. A better web starts with your website. It's simple and easy, beautiful design, drag and drop content, 24/7 support through live chat and email. Plans start at $8 a month and include a free domain name if you sign up for a year. Response design, commerce ready. So whether you're starting a business, building a portfolio, or just expressing yourself online, remember to sign up today. Go to squarespace.com/PKA. That's squarespace.com/PKA. Don't miss out. And then you can check out the pka.squarespace.com website. And we built this thing. I think it says we built it in 5 minutes. And you can go here and you can see like videos. And this is a thing that will get cooler over time. So if you're a YouTuber, maybe this is a template that works for you. Anyway, squarespace.com. Use the offer code PKA and check them out. Thank you, Squarespace, for your sponsorship. All right.
We don't use those enough. I like the Google sound effects. I feel like they're very underused. I feel like, especially like this one, that could come in so handy. Or the drum. I just feel like we need to bring those in a little more. So, what are we going to do to Chiz on this trip? Because now we've got him. Oh, he's going to listen to this before the trip, though, right?
Probably.
Yeah. So we couldn't even discuss some way to prank him or fuck with him in any way without it being like him getting his hands on it.
I
He's
do
gonna hear
like the
this.
general concept of fucking with him on the trip, though. It's a strong idea.
There's a lot we could do. We could drug him. I'm feeling that one right now. Just drugging him, getting him unconscious, and then doing something weird to him.
Ways to fuck with Chiz?
Yes.
You're coming out of the gate strong with these ideas,
Strong.
right? Like,
Drug him and then sexually violate him. It'll be a hoot.
the fuck
Well-
is wrong with you people?
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe use the machine on him. Get that blowjob machine. Maybe do something weird to him with that.
I'm already jealous of my machine. You can't just pass her around.
I wonder if it has like dental dams you can cram in there to share with your friends.
It comes
Talk
with a
about, I like the
sleeve.
third setting. He's a second setting guy. Like they're talking about a memory foam mattress. Like he loves the vibration. I'm all about the suction. And then it's just like it's just nasty.
For people that missed the auto blow show, let me see if I can find it. This is what we're eagerly anticipating.
It's a Fleshlight 2.0 with vibrating beads and a cappuccino maker.
This is ridiculous. Roboticblowjob.com. I found it as a topic to talk about. And one of our subscribers, fans, etc., he bought one. With shipping. It should come here tomorrow. So
For reals this time.
yeah.
That was disappointing.
Imagine where I am. All right.
What other sex toys could we buy and prank Chiz with?
Well,
Anal
I don't know if you
beads?
can really specs to it. So, I don't know if you can really prank him with a sex toy necessarily. Like the prank has to be something more than that. It has to be something. We'll come up with something. We can't really talk about it here, but
Yeah, we could.
because he's just going to get his hands on it. But I'll do something awful to him and I'll get it on camera. How about that?
I have
He
some
won't listen to
ideas
this.
too.
Remember what we did to those guys' beds on the last trip? Remember when we built the fort and put the bucket of water on top? Joe was there. Me,
Yeah, I
you, Joe
remember.
set the bed up. You were asleep. That's why you don't
No,
remember.
I was a part of it. I think I had the
No,
bucket.
you dozed off on the bed. Me and Joe were sitting there watching you slumber. That's what happened.
Maybe,
You
but
watched him sleep?
Yeah, we watched him sleep. We talked. Yeah,
Some
we
gay
couldn't
shit
help it. He was
happens on
laying
this.
right, like we're in a hotel room, and like me and Joe were sitting there on the couch, and Woody like dozes off like a little.
Did he
little-
doze off like an old person, like where they kind of just...
He had a senior moment. He was.
Fuck you
I'm here.
guys.
And me and Joe like, looked at him like discussing whether we should go get magic markers or not and fuck with him.
Ah, it's only fun when you fuck with Chiz.
We're gonna have fun on this trip. I know we're gonna have fun. I just got to get everything arranged. I'm going tomorrow. I'm gonna get. So here's the question. Here's the question to you. Would you rather spend? Would you rather film acquiring like some of the targets, like like 80 soda bottles and a bunch of melons and stuff like that? Do you think that's good for filming, or would you
don't.
rather me just go ahead and pick that up?
I think it'd be better if you picked it up.
You should fight with noodles in a Walmart and get kicked out.
That was a good
Huh?
time.
It was.
Fun.
You almost like broke my arm on the way into that Walmart or Target wherever because you were like, "Hey, America, hop in this shopping cart," and I thought you were just gonna joke around and like push me and pretend to push me into the goddamn island in the middle of the parking lot. No, you sprinted and pushed me
Fast
as
as a
hard as you could into the curb.
It was pretty great. That's what we did for fun when I was a kid. It was, full speed ahead, man. I thought you were prepared for that.
I was.
get hurt.
I was in the end.
We
Yeah, I
did
didn't
get
get
kicked out. That guy in Walmart was a real bitch.
Yeah.
Like, it was clear that, he should have joined in the noodle fight with us. Like, we were just hitting each other with the swim noodles a little bit, and he really made a big deal out of it.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. Oh, Jesus, settle down, sir.
Remember I got kicked
Like-
out for riding around on the Target like fat people little cart thing, the electronic scooter. That's what it
Woody's
was.
riding the scooter around, and, T. Martin's, riding on the back of it,
Yeah. And suddenly
right
that's a big
past the
deal.
employees, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to end well.
I think that fit people deserve those carts because they spend all day staying in shape. If you're a big fat fuck,
I
about
deserve
you
to
walk
relax when
to
I
get your
come
donuts?
shopping. Yeah, don't make me walk around pushing a cart. I should be riding around in style with this thing.
I'm a senior citizen. I
over a
can't
certain
help that
point.
my hair is amazing.
you're going to look like such an elderly person in your face, but you're going to be like 75 with perfect, just bleached white hair.
My
Anderson
father-in-law
Cooper,
had that.
but
He had
less
a
gay.
he had a perfect hairline, a full head of white hair. I might go that way. Who knows? All right. What is a profession that was once highly respected but is now a complete joke?
Highly respected. Do
Used
you have
to be.
anything to like a jumping off point here, like an idea of one, or?
Well, I mean, I could steal them from online. The Prime Minister of Australia, the Mayor of Toronto. but those are outstanding. I don't know.
Maybe a mailman. They used to be like.
What
you
about the
know,
milkman?
Milkman, yeah.
Hmm.
Useful for impregnating lots of stay-at-home moms. But now, you gotta have the Amazon guy do it, according to South Park.
I like that
I would
episode.
think. I really do think mailman maybe, because that seems like it used to be respected in olden days.
Our wives.
You should have never come to our town.
I'm in trouble. I have no idea what I'm in trouble for.
Is the wife angry?
She just
Here,
pointed
just
at
have her
me.
come over here and take her pants off with her bullet panties and just wiggle around in front of the camera.
I'll get right on that.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, wait,
No,
Jackie has bullet panties? Well,
He was talking to me. He wanted to see Jackie's sexy underwear.
I do.
Yeah, I don't,
Probably a subreddit for it.
Now she's
Sexy Jackie, come slut 1,000 frames per second.
I don't know. I
There's
got
a,
teacher in my
There's
head.
a subreddit called Sexy Kyle, and I know there's a Facebook called like Women Who Love FPS Russia too. We need one for Jackie though, like Sexy Jackie, as a subreddit.
Sexy Jackie.
Sexy Jackie.
I bet she loves the idea of being made a part of the show like this.
Oh, she's a
No, not at all. She hates it. I'm sure Woody could say better because it's his wife, but I know she hates it.
I'm entertained by how little she thinks of my online friends, like Kyle and Chiz, and like she's just like, you know, like I don't know, they're like heroes and fan favorites, and people think really highly of these guys, and you know would love to just like get an autograph or a selfie. And Jackie's like, those idiots. Like they don't, she just has like no respect for anybody.
How many subs does she have? That's what I thought, Jackie. That's what I thought.
Yeah, she just.
I still got some probably.
Did she call you and Wings Tweedledee and Tweedledum like during the survival trip?
Maybe so. I don't know. Jackie has. Jackie can be very negative sometimes, especially over the internet. I find that I like real life Jackie much more than internet persona Jackie, because internet Jackie's kind of mean.
Yeah, she
and
always is
dismissive.
dogging me, right? Real life Jackie's really, really sweet.
Yeah,
But
and a terrible driver, but
oh
she's
my
great.
god, I so bad at driving.
I've said it tons of times. Jackie's amazing. Like I like there's like breakfast casseroles and words of affirmation on the bathroom mirror, and you know, all that stuff. Jackie's amazing, but online Jackie's kind of mean.
I'll have to give her that feedback. See if she can sweeten up her online persona.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't spend as much time caulking the floors and just works on being a little bit nicer.
No, let's keep her caulking. I like that.
Huh. Well,
So
I've
a
never met
job.
Jackie.
So these jobs that
That were once
used to
highly
be taken-
respected and now a complete joke. That's what we were on. I wasn't sure if you wanted to keep trying at this one.
you know they're hard. I bet it'd be easy if I cheated and looked at the comments, but it's pretty hard to come up with them.
Were politicians ever respected?
Oh, I bet. I was gonna say like your local priest, but I think he still has a lot of like
It's narrowed down a bit, hasn't it? I
it's
feel
narrowed
like now
down. It used to
priests
be
are
a big
punchline.
deal. Yeah, like it's not. It used to be taken really seriously, and there used to be a lot of respect attached.
Yeah.
And that's definitely diminished quite a bit. But there's still, it's still there.
They've kind of bottomed out, I think. But
Well, that's
I
what
would
you
say-
get when you're a 7-year-old boy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen.
Nowadays, priests suck.
yeah, I know.
Oh.
Right?
You
They
can't really blame them.
they just blow.
You know,
Whether you like it or not.
maybe a waiter used to be a much more respected thing, right? Or maybe that's just in
In
Europe,
some countries
where they
it's-
take it really seriously.
Yeah.
In Europe, they that's a profession.
Oh, you want to hear my bad waitress story? It's not as cool as like when I screamed at the lady at McDonald's, but I did have a little bit of an outburst at Outback Steakhouse the other night.
Hit it.
Oh, what kind of outburst? Bloomin'
so-
onion?
Yeah, I got the Aussie cheese fries actually. So we walked in and she was like, go sit over there in this section, and I'm sitting at like a high top table. I'm in the bench. I got my friend with me, and I can see the bar from where I am, so I can see the bartender, and the bar is kind of like a central area in Outback, so people are kind of milling around, and by people I mean servers. So there's like, I've seen every waitress that is working there that night because they have to walk around the bar to get to the kitchen and back and forth. So like 5 minutes goes by and no one's waited on us, and then like 10 minutes go by and I'm like, well, they haven't noticed us yet, I suppose. And then 15 goes by and my friend's like, you want me to go say something? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. And so she goes to the like the hostess, I guess, and like gets menus and tells them, we haven't been served yet. So like 5 or 6 more minutes go by and nobody has came. So I'm just steaming. I'm just really pissed off. I'm feeling disrespected at fucking Outback Steakhouse, which I wasn't expecting that night. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm clearly sitting here like Like, I'm not like, I don't smell, like I'm not wearing like tattered clothes, like I'm sitting here, come fucking serve me, you're a server. And they're just ignoring me, they're clearly ignoring me. And so finally I waited till like one of these blonde waitresses with like this long ponytail walked by, I guess she was like 20. And I was just like, as she walked past, I was like, hey, right here. And she's just like, oh, hey there, sir, I didn't notice you there. And I'm just like, bullshit. she's like, she says something like there's a lot of servers and we get confused about which table's which, and I'm just like, no, you didn't. No, you were just being lazy. You're all lazy, and you're too lazy to take this table. You didn't want my table because you didn't want to work. And she's just like, like starts like she's gonna cry or something, and I'm like, I want to talk to the manager, and she's like, but sir, I'm not lazy. I'm like, go get the manager. And so, like, she goes and gets the manager, and meanwhile, this, like, 40-year-old waitress who I'd never seen before swoops in and, like, kisses our ass really good because she's clearly kissing ass with the managers. And I hated her guts because she was doing that. She was just, like, really overbearing with how, like, sweet she was being and how good of a waitress she was being, and it pissed me off. And normally I wouldn't have tipped her that well at all, but I felt like I had to make an example of the other girl. So, like, I ended up tipping her, like, $23 on, like, a $70 bill or something like that. But I was so pissed, and the manager came out and apologized to give me my appetizer for free. But I hate that shit when they ignore me, and I've had it like multiple times. Like I've went into restaurants.
You've went into waitresses. Just admit it. You've done it.
Yeah, I've been a waitress, and they just ignore me. No, I'm in a restaurant, and the waitresses or the servers or whoever would just ignore me, and it's happened like 3 times now. And every time it happens, like it's the same story. I slowly get madder and madder and madder until I make a scene. And I make a scene every fucking time. Usually I don't stay to eat, but I was really hungry.
I made a scene today.
Tell me.
So 2 days ago, I took my car to the Toyota dealership, the Tacoma. And there's a couple things it's having trouble with. It's time to replace a timing belt. The water pump at the same time is always a smart idea because if you know cars, it's super hard to get to the water pump. But if you're doing the timing belt anyway, it's a good idea to do it at the same time because it's all taken apart. The ABS light was on, like a bad sensor or something, and I forget what else. It's not important. But I take the car in, I give them a list of all the things there are to fix, and they're like, okay, and they give me a quote and whatever, and the quote's ridiculous. Like, they're charging me 11 and a half hours to fix the car, and I'm like, 11 and a half hours of labor is a lot. Like, how long is it going to take to do that 11 and a half hours? Like, 6, 5? And they're like, yeah. Like, you see where I'm coming from here? Like, you're doing 11 and a half hours of labor in, like, 6 hours elapsed time?
Kind of horseshit.
Yeah.
You were almost hoodwinked.
So I get him to bump down the labor charge, and then I leave, and I come back, and the brakes aren't fixed. Like, the ABS light is still on. And you have to know, when I picked up the car, there was some questions to whether or not they'd get the part in time. That might have happened, might not have. So I call. I'm like, hey, did the part come in? Did they fix it? They said yes. I said, all right, because there was a question about whether the part came. Is it really fixed? And she's like, yes. And I was like, so you're certain? And she goes, well, I'll check with the manager. So she leaves. She puts the phone down. She checks with the manager. She goes back, and she confirms that it's fixed. And I'm like, all right, I pick up the car. Now I have like a gauge in front that blocks the light. And stupid me, I didn't like immediately check it. And I'm driving this morning, and it's not fucking fixed. And I go into the car, and the sensor that they needed to replace is covered with like a 1/4 inch of like dirt and grime and oil. Like, no fucking way this is replaced. Like, this thing is 14 years old or 13, however old the truck is. You're just fucking cold busted. So I'm irate at this point, and I come and I'm like, I don't understand how this happens. This is insane. I'm like, it's not replaced. And I called, and I just gave them the whole story, and they didn't want to listen to it all because they like saw where it was going, but I continued anyway. Like, I called, and then I said this, and she said that, and I said this, and then she got the manager. I went through the whole thing. Like, how does that happen? And they're like, clearly there was a miscommunication. I'm like, a miscommunication? That sounds like bullshit. I'd never keep a job if I was as bad at my job as you guys are at yours. And they're like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. Like, I don't understand how this even happens. If I just start randomly telling my boss I did shit I didn't do, how long do you think I would last? And then it turns out that it wasn't paid for. Like, they're like, we didn't charge you for the break because it wasn't done. The miscommunication was between the tech and the, like, people facing, like, checkout people. And I'm like, I can't believe that, because it was $1,400. I thought that was the whole price. Now you want to charge me like another $400 to fix something, but I thought I'd have kept fucking about the price, if I knew it was $1,800 total. And so what they did is they fixed it for just the dealer cost of the sensor. And so I get the car, I immediately check it before I go in, and the light's off and everything appears to be fixed. And I don't drive more than like 5 miles before the ABS is just going off at random times. Like you just, like, not random times, but anytime you brake, like as you get like slower, it just starts like, motherfucker. This ABS, like, I'm not slipping. I'm on pavement. I'm casually slowing down on like the deceleration ramp, and now my ABS is kicking in when it shouldn't. So they're gonna fix it tomorrow. Hopefully get it done for the trip. But yeah, I was a dick. I was too harsh on him. And the guy that I'm yelling at is not the guy that like did it wrong. Like I didn't see him yesterday or anything. And he's like, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. We'll try to make this right, etc. And at some point I lightened up. I'm like, oh, I can see you're saying we, and it wasn't you at all. Like you're doing a nice thing here. And he changed my tune. But yeah, I was a dick to the car dealer guy.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to be a dick.
Yeah,
Especially if they charge you and tell you they repaired something, and then you find out it's not there. That's a pretty glaring problem.
In the end, they also gave me free detailing, which I probably won't waste on the Tacoma, but Jackie will have it. So
you just need to get a new truck. If you're, $1,800 pouring into that thing, and you said it was what, like 2001?
Yeah, I think I said it wrong. It's actually 2003.
Oh.
And it's the first repairs it's had pretty much since I bought it. And it runs fine. It's just, what you're talking about is a timing belt replacement. I don't think you throw away your car when the timing belt's time to replace.
No, you do. You need to. Always throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say.
Financial advice by Marka Durka. No, what's going to happen is I'm going to give my truck to my daughter. So I was kind of pouring money into it so that she would be in a good spot. And the timing is just because I'm doing like 12 hours of driving this weekend, so why not get it done?
When's she driving again?
About a year from now.
It's exciting.
She's
going to love the Tacoma.
She takes after her mother.
So she's awful at driving?
She's brand new. It's early to tell. But I will say that sometimes her panic move is to hit the gas and run over the curb. Where a better panic move might be to hit the brake, but she breaks new ground.
Oh my God.
Literally.
Oh, that's actually scary to hear. That's a panic move of a new driver. Sometimes when I get kind of spooked, my legs lock up and I forget what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm giving her too hard time. She actually, she's learned.
15.
I actually have it on film. A lot of you will see her drive for the first time. I haven't checked the audio on it, but we'll see. I recorded it, teaching her how to drive stick and drive it all.
I still don't know how to drive a stick well.
Really?
Yeah.
I can drive a stick.
Like, if it was a zombie apocalypse, I could meander on out of there in second for a while. But as far as
Kyle, do you drive stick?
Well, definitely not.
Yeah. I taught myself when I was pretty young.
I've had mostly sticks. I've been shucks. I guess I've been driving for 24 years, and I probably had a stick for like 22 of them.
Mm.
What's your other car? So Woody, I mean,
my wife has a Toyota 4Runner.
Oh, you just have the Tacoma?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you had a different car as well. I'm thinking of Kyle and all his cars.
Yeah, I used to have an off-road buggy, but I gave it away to a friend. Do we need a whole new topic?
Yep. I think so.
All right, so here's a link in the chat. And so there's a father in Texas. And as much as sometimes I think Texans are douches, I like this guy's style. A drunk driver hit his kids and killed them both. One died right on the spot. The other one died in the hospital a little bit later. And so he finds the driver, and I'm trying to think, where did the shooting happen? let's see. He plowed into a vehicle that had his 2 sons that he had been pushing on a rural road, like in a, I don't know, a wagon or a stroller or something. I guess a wagon. The 12-year-old died at the scene, and the 11-year-old died at the hospital. So this guy, it turns out the guy that hit the kids was drunk. So he found him, and he brought with him his .357 caliber, I'm guessing a revolver. I don't know anything else that shoots a .357. And he killed the guy. So
Good.
yeah, Oh, and by the way, they don't have him like locked in. Like they don't have the murder weapon. They don't have the guy there. They obviously have motive, but they don't have fingerprints or anything that really puts them at the scene. All they have is they don't have the gun. They do have the guy had like a box of .357 caliber rounds with rounds missing from it. And,
Well, it's Texas. They can be
right. Yeah, those come with like your Happy Meal, and
exactly.
and of course they have motive. So they have motive and some missing bullets, and that's it. And by the way, they think they're going to have a hard time finding a jury who wants to convict on anything but the most clear cut of cases. Like they pretty much need this guy on video shooting the guy to be like, all right, maybe he did shoot him. If I was in the jury, this guy and I'd be friends. I'd be like, I don't think he did it. Dude, he's got the missing bullets. You can't account for his time. You know, he killed his kids. Like, yeah, makes no sense to me. Would you convict him?
That guy shouldn't get punished at all.
No.
I don't think I'd convict him.
Yeah.
Should get a parade.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't like drunk drivers.
No.
Absolutely.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm okay with a lot of reckless things, provided that you're the only victim, you know. But when you drink and drive, there's 11 and 12-year-olds getting pulled in wagons by their dad on the street. That shit's not okay.
And in Texas, they're armed.
Yeah, in Texas, that shit gets you killed. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of killing drunk drivers.
Yeah, or at least ones that kill children.
I'm a huge fan of killing drunk drivers.
Or do you think it should just be like a carte blanche? Anytime you think you see one, grab him out of the car in public execution.
Exactly, 22, so it rattles around in there. I wonder what Lefty would say about this case. Would he come to the defense of drunk drivers like he normally does?
Maybe.
It's like, but would you do it if he was talking on the phone? If he's changing the radio station? Right? He's not without his point.
I would do it. I would do it.
You would do it if he was changing the radio station.
Wait, what are we talking about now? What are you doing to your face?
It's not
Great
me.
radio. Oh, Kyle. You're drawing a cock right on your nose.
You son of a bitch.
Everybody in their cars is loving this.
What is this dot here, Kyle? Oh, God.
All right. I'm
sorry. This is revenge for that thing we did yesterday.
That
when
wasn't
I had
me
a cock
who
on my
did it.
face. I had a cock on my face the whole damn time.
I know. That was fucking ridiculous. Those people had, like, no respect.
Woody, is that your attempt at a dick? Because that is... It's just weird looking.
It's really hard to... Wait. Let's see. Wait. Where's my other hand? This is my other hand. All right. Yeah, this is... It's kind of weird to... Because everything's backwards. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, do it one more time.
Trying to catch it all! It almost... I think if I do it just right, it's like a... If I could get it on my face, it's kind of like a hat. That's the worst penis ever.
It's not something I draw a lot.
Trying to
Trying
escape
out.
it. There we go.
Yeah, I think I know how to get rid of it.
I think I just killed it.
Yeah, I think you did it before me. I was just sort of giving you a minute.
Maybe we could turn Taylor's microphone into a penis. And then that way...
Maybe he'll come back and not know. Let's get to work on it.
Go ahead.
I'm not good at this. Oh, it says searching for a face, so we need to switch over to here. Oh, nice. So this is Kyle doing it. Is that a testicle we're drawing?
So what if we put a testicle like on either side?
Uh-huh.
And like had like an enormous... Well, what about like a short one that's just nice and thick?
Yeah, because I think that's right where his mouth will be. Oh, I see where you're headed with this. Look, we can team up on it. Oh, wait. Kyle, I think you need to see a doctor.
Well, before my curve was gonna make sense.
I had a urethra.
Oh, well, you can patch that up. I'm gonna put some hair on the balls. I don't know how it's gonna look though. Maybe like kitty whiskers. Huh. Let's see. There's got to be an erasey thing here somewhere, right? Like this'll. Yeah. He didn't notice.
Perfect.
So like, boop. Maybe get a little bit of this. Oh, it's all black there. Yeah, there you go. Really?
You guys. You just.
I wonder if this
Why
happened.
can't I do this? I want to draw.
You can.
Actually,
It's
no, I don't. This is
This is a horrible thing.
this is a horrible thing because we're gonna get lost in a world of drawing cocks in each other's faces.
Okay. I'm done with the drawing of the cocks. I put mine away.
That's
Okay.
All, that's all.
If the richest person on earth came up to you and offered to buy you just one thing with no price limit, what would you ask them for?
I'd get one of those super yachts that's like $20 million or whatever.
You know, like, I envy those
No.
yachts. If I was
Definitely
mega
not that.
rich, I would have one or rent one or something. Like,
If you were mega rich, you'd want to rent one.
yeah.
They're crazy
wanna buy
expensive.
one.
Like it's easy to drop $50,000 to rent one for a month or a week or whatever they cost, but
Well,
like
and it's somebody else's problem. Like when you own it, it's like managing a small crew, right? You've got like 7 people working for you. There's, you know, cooks and engineers and captains and stuff like that. When you rent it, it's all someone else's problem. You don't rent it to save money.
Yeah.
Bill Gates rents his yacht.
I think it was Bill Burr that said that, you know, it's always better to have the friend with the boat than be the friend who has a boat. You know, because then you don't have to fucking worry about it. You just do whatever you want.
I'll be
Bring a
glad when mine's
six-pack and
gone.
pretend.
Yeah, is your yacht selling?
It's up for sale.
So back to the.
You're selling the
let's
yacht?
circle back to the yacht. You want to do the richest guy thing? What
Yeah,
would
sure.
you? What do you want?
You know, so let's throw the caveat in first of all that you can't sell whatever you get for like cash.
Yeah,
'cause
I like
defeats
that
the purpose.
too. It needs to be something you decide to keep. You know what I'm thinking? Sri Lanka.
Someone owns that.
It's soon to be me.
Somebody's got to own it before they can give it to you. Like.
I was thinking I
But
want
why
an
would you want
island
that place?
because like if you get a deserted island, you will soon realize that it's like a survival trip just to spend time on it. You're like, oh right, there's no generators, there's no internet, there's none of these things that you actually want. You know, like I think I'd
if
rather
it's
be.
deserted in 2014, there's a reason. It's because it's shitty. Like there's no other reason for it to be abandoned.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough question. If you can't sell it for cash.
It's a thing that you get. And by the way, I'm also thinking there's maintenance costs on it, right? Like you might be like, all right, I want the richest Hollywood estate. Yeah. And then the real estate taxes on that alone would be like having a mortgage again.
Well, if we're adding taxes and payments afterward, then I may as well ask for, a pair of shoes because I'm not going to be able to afford whatever I want afterward.
Well,
Even if I just say like, oh, Lamborghini, it's like, all right, and your insurance of $70,000 a month,
I,
where it's like, no.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. You end up with. You have to already be able to afford the maintenance on whatever it is you're
Yeah.
receiving, and like the maintenance on some cars, like the tires and wheels alone, is tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna.
what if he
pretend
were to
that part-
buy you a profitable business? That seems like a thing you could do, right? Buy me Mojang.
That's a good idea.
I like where I'm headed on this.
Or what about
Yeah.
a baseball team or something?
Ooh,
Then you're a billionaire.
you do.
Yankees are worth like $3 billion or something.
That's good.
The Yankees is a strong one. I like it. Or the Dallas Cowboys.
Actually, yeah. I would have him buy me the Chicago Blackhawks, and then I would have them all deported to Moscow. And that would be my gift. No more. Then. Or that would be really cool. Just to buy the Blues' own team. That would be awesome.
If I were to
I'd like to,
own a professional team, they'd probably never win again because I'm a terrible GM person.
I'd like to be the guy who makes the final decision, though. It'd be cool to be like, "No, fuck you. We're going after this player. Or, fuck that player. I don't care how good he is. I'm not playing him. He's a douchebag."
I remember what was it 2007 maybe something like that. I was talking about it was the year after the lockout. Taylor, help me here. The year after the lockout in hockey. What was it?
Yeah. 2000. I think the lockout was 2004.
So
Because
maybe
the
it was
2005,
05
the
then?
Carolina Hurricanes won.
Yes. So I was a fan of both the Flyers, the Philadelphia Flyers, and the Carolina Hurricanes, both of them. And the Flyers, one of the neat things about them is they're kind of a big market, big budget team. And while they don't win the cup, every year, at least at the time, they were kind of in it. One of the teams you talk about in the preseason that could break out and be the winner this year. They're just a contender. And anytime some like huge free market free agent comes out, the Flyers are trying to get that guy. They've got a budget. They're doing whatever. If that dream goalie you always wanted comes on the market, the Flyers will at least make a run at them. And try to be a better team. Whereas a small market team like the Carolina Hurricanes, and this is before the season, I'm like, they're not even trying. Like they're not even in the conversation. They suck. And it. Like, while I root for them and I want them to do well, it's saddening and disheartening to be a fan of, say, the 2005 Carolina Hurricanes, who went on to win the Stanley Cup. And that is burned into my head. I would not let me GM a pickup basketball team. I'm fucking horrible at it. So
They have like one bad game, and you're just like, cut everyone. Just get them out.
get them out. You know what this team
Mulligan.
needs? Short white guys. No one's tried that.
This team needs more Jews.
So I suck at basketball. I really do. But I have played like everybody, right? Like, don't even non-basketball players pick up a ball like 2-3 times a year, right? And I played at Cisco with like my IT friends. And one of the cool things about working in IT is that a regular person like me is a freaking athletic superhero amongst the other guys in IT. They're like Indian. There's no sports and like all their like element. They never had gym class before, and like they can't shoot. They can't.
They're
dribble.
uncoordinated.
Yeah, they're like not just uncoordinated, but like unskilled. They haven't developed basic like throwing and catching skills or running without like your feet getting tangled up. They've never run full speed. It's just like not like that's the thing. And we would have these IT picnics when I first worked there, and yeah, I'd take first place. There'd be like 500 people there, and I'm dominating it. There's like 12 events. I had like 9 firsts in a couple.
I imagine
seconds.
like playing volleyball, just like smacking them in their face and stuff.
Boxing was my favorite. It was the best. For whatever reason, I was way better than like even the more athletic guys at the fight. Like they just didn't have it. They were like hiding and stuff. And it was super. You had these giant gloves, giant, like 24 inches in diameter. And when you hit someone, it's not like a strike. It's more like a push. So people were like swatting and very few people were like holding it moving, and when you see the nose, just like punch right at it. And when it hits you, it pushes you so hard. And we're standing on like a moon bouncy thing, and I was just like decimating people. They the side of the moon bouncy thing had this net, and if you fell into the net, you didn't just fall, but it formed this little like lacrosse basket, next to the moon bouncy thing. So
I totally imagine, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm laying out everybody, like even the bigger guy. Like there was one guy, a football player type body, and he just didn't have it. Like no one was spotting openings and hitting the nose properly, and it was my shining moment. And you realize like you are truly king of the nerds this day.
That must feel good.
It's
The most athletic.
Yeah.
Of the least athletic.
I know, right? Like I want to recreate that sometime. Like if I could find like a special needs school, like kids with Down syndrome, and just challenge them to athletic competitions, then
or just you're the smartest of the kids with Down syndrome, smarter than all of them.
Spelling contest, maybe.
Simple math.
Did
They're
you
like,
guys see
who is this Galileo? This white pillar of intellect. That's what they'll think.
It's
But
Woody.
really, they're retarded.
I've been watching. I don't know if this is the kind of thing you should. It's hypothetical that I've been getting movies from the internet. I just haven't. Netflix has a lot to watch, but I can't find it. Yeah,
They really don't have that much to watch. It's an illusion.
I just finished
Vast
up
majority
all
of
of
it is
Doctor
shit.
Who that I care to watch.
I feel like
There's only
I'm sorry. On the Netflix, I feel like there's 100,000 shows on there, and then there's a menu that lets you pick among 48. And it's just not like, come on, Netflix, step up your game.
Yeah. And it's the
And,
same documentaries over and over. I don't give a shit about sea animals. Stop trying to get me to care about this stupid whale at SeaWorld. I don't care. Stop forcing it down my
Now,
throat.
hang on. You
Don't
should
watch
watch
it, Netflix.
Blackfish. Watch Blackfish. It really is good.
Don't care. Can't even begin.
You'll care.
I'm in a fuck
You'll
to
care
give
once you
about
watch the.
animals
That's what the
and-
documentary's for. It's so you'll care. You watch
No, but I
that and you'll
can't
care.
even. It's like if I offered you, hey Kyle, do you want to watch a video that I had the dentist take of my last checkup? Would you like to do that? Of course you wouldn't. That's boring and shitty. That's what this sounds like. No interest. I don't care if every one of those animals dies. If it was meant to live, it would survive. It's not going to. Who gives a fuck?
But they
You know?
would survive
They're
if
not
we
that
didn't
smart. I'm sick of
kidnap
people
them.
saying that.
But they are smart.
They're not kidnapping them. They're not that smart.
Yeah, so what they do is they get all these boats and they surround the pod of whales and they all bang on pipes to force them into these inlets, and then they literally kidnap the babies away from the mother, and the mother's crying and the mother
Oh my God.
and they use like certain like the whales have names, so they're like screaming the whale's name as the people take it away.
Oh, the whales? You mean the really smart whales that are fooled by banging pipes outside of a boat, apparently?
They're not fooled. They're being
fucking-
driven into a corner like by the loud noise. It's painful.
So it's like a 4-ton animal that can be driven by a tube on the side of a boat. Okay. Like cattle.
I've seen plenty of people get driven like cattle.
Hang on it and they go.
Kyle, was that a Jewish joke?
No, but I guess it could be seen that way.
Yeah, Holocaust memories.
Yeah. I was thinking about Ferguson. I see like those crowds being like manipulated like animals, especially when there's that guy right there with his AR-15. I will fucking kill you! I will kill you! It's like, what are you doing here? Why did they send your ass out here, Dave? Like, you are clearly on the edge of a mental breakdown.
I think last week Taylor was saying that at some point they're going to be like, hey, we're being filmed and people are a little sensitive about what's happening here. I think we need to take it down a notch. But no, these police are just like, all right, they punch their time clock and they go to war for their day.
Yeah.
Like every shift, they're just like, more war, let's do this. And it's, I don't know. It's
They're
like, guys,
basically just pub stomping
To
the St. Louis
battle!
area. Like, they're just going up against noobs with no weapons and guns, and they've got everything maxed out.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. I like it, Kyle.
Oh. looks weird when you lean your head back and forth.
Yeah, it gets bigger or smaller.
It does. Huh.
What does this do?
Oh, what do we do here?
I like those. Hang on, maybe I could go to this pixelated world. Yeah. Or maybe I could be in Venice. Paddling. I kind of like this one too.
Oh my god, I just noticed it, Kyle. Go to the last one. It looked like you were wearing a big fur coat for a second, but not anymore.
So when I was paddling?
All right. Does anyone have a topic? I've got one. There is
Please.
a product for sale that we need to know more about.
Tell me more about it.
There's a link in the description.
All right, let me turn this off. Get rid of these glasses.
So this is a game controller. It looks like you pair it up with your phone.
So this is
and you activate this. There's a Kickstarter campaign on it, and the way that you use this thing is you squeeze your Kegel muscles. It's for girls, and it trains their vaginas to grip more tightly. Here, this is what it looks like. Oh god, are you seeing this like iPhone with a picture of some sort of queefing woman? Above the pink Kegel device? It's a stick figure drawing.
The game controller. Whoa.
The high-tech pelvic floor trainer space just became more competitive. I had no idea that the pelvic floor trainer space was such a big deal. Remember Kegel? No. Well, a Kickstarter campaign is looking to fund the production of a similar device called Skia. Smart Kegel exercise aid, which boasts something that Kegel didn't offer. Let's see, they're adding a gaming aspect to it. So this is a video game controller that you work by squeezing your vagina. There's a video here.
Do women need to exercise most?
Oh, so you get like a pussy score?
It's 4 minutes long. Can we watch this together?
I just skimmed it, but sure, yeah.
All right, everyone queue up at 0.
Okay, I got like 4 seconds in just now. This is stressful.
Slide it back.
All right.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Set, play.
Which muscle do women need to exercise most?
All right.
Buttocks or abs? Not really. It's actually the pelvic floor muscles. Either you want to be more sexy or more healthy. Hi, my name is Tom Chen. Pelvic floor related diseases are very common.
This guy's a
affecting
physicist
half of
game
all
designer.
women, regardless of your race, your religion, or your zodiac sign. My wife got it after giving birth. When she found herself unable to control her piss, she's really pissed off. So what's it? Pelvic muscles hold our organs together.
This guy's wife had a baby and couldn't stop peeing.
Womb, bladder.
This guy's wife,
Oh my.
his pussy, got so destroyed that he had to make an internet video promoting health for all women's area so she wouldn't feel called out.
Will rip it. Symptoms? You cannot control your bladder.
Oh my gosh.
Your organs will drop out.
No.
And worst, your sex life ruined. Good news.
Oh my
You can
goodness.
train your pelvic muscles by Kegel exercise. Bad news. It's boring like hell. Mindlessly squeeze them.
Couldn't he
for
get a
20 minutes
better
day,
person to talk?
3 months, non-stop.
I speak a best English in all of design team.
That's why we invented Skia.
Say hi to Skia.
I wonder if that's his wife.
Oh, hello.
I speak
my
second
pussy
best
is
English in
utterly
design team.
destroyed.
Actually, a game controller.
Rebecca
Put Skia
Zhang.
into
What was the
your body
guy's
like a
name? Was he
tampon
Zhang
and
also?
squeeze it.
The sensors inside will
My
detect
vagina
any
looks
pelvic
like a
muscle
Arby's sandwich
contraction
in a blender.
and send the signal to your phone wirelessly.
All right. So
That's how you
so it
control
has a
game.
tail that sticks
Every
out,
time you squeeze,
and it's a radio
your
transmitter
avatar
for your
makes an action.
phone.
It has
Look at
arrows
this
pointing-
game. Look, it's like Temple Run, but you squeeze your cunt and jump.
I bet you could put it in your butt too.
Did you see the action arrows pointing to it? It didn't like show you what to do. It just said action and movement.
Yeah, we need one for gay guys.
Skia Skia tickles you every time it is squeezed correctly, giving a soothing pulse.
It's weird to see the women on this team because you know what they do in
This
private.
biofeedback not only enhances the fun,
StarCraft?
but it also
Oh, it
limits
vibrates.
the
It
vibrates.
children to improve
Wow,
training
it is a-
results.
234.
We have done tons of midnight
Oh my
oil
God, that's
in
perfect.
research and studies, and we also have renowned professional doctor in our team.
I think it's pretty tricky that the same guy is playing all these parts.
He's like the Eddie Murphy of Japan. He's even playing the black guy.
Yeah, he's Tyler Perry in the shit out of this commercial.
That black guy's got no sense of humor. He tried to tap the vagina too and be cool.
The materials used in
What is he doing with his hand?
We have good experiences in supply chain management.
So why are we here? Because we
like a
need
tight
your
pussy.
help. We have done a prototype, but production
It cost a lot to make a pussy tight.
My
we want to know
child
more
and
from what games
no
you
more
like.
good.
Do you want us to add social features like comparing scores with your friends, or
This guy invented
planning
Japanese fuck
Oh.
fights.
with your loved ones?
Chiz has to
We
take this
believe
score with his
Skia can
asshole.
help
Please tell me that you
millions
can
of women
Facebook
train
your
their
score or
healthy
tweet it
muscles
out.
and enjoy it. Women,
Yeah, you share
such as
it.
My wife can say goodbye.
That's
to
what he said.
urinary
You could share your score with your
incontinence
friends.
and enjoy a
Woody's
better
gamer
life
tag has
quality.
scored 91 in
They
butthole
deserve
tightness
that.
exercises.
Before
And
I
it gives you like a
forget,
ranking.
pelvic floor
like
muscles
Altar
are
Boy.
also called love muscles. Good for, well,
You work your all the way up to. You work your way up to Catholic priest.
Yeah.
If you're an expert.
Yeah. Well, that
Well,
was
that is
unnerving.
interesting.
Oh, the Android game is called Alice Incontinent. Get it? Alice Incontinent.
Excellent pun. Excellent.
Yes.
2 thumbs up. Well, I can't believe that's real. Even the way those people were talking, like, and the way they were acting, it seemed like it was one of those parody videos where everybody pretends like it's real and it's really funny, tongue in cheek. But that was real.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's a real thing. This is the first time I've heard of it. It's a thing.
Every time I think I hear about something on the internet, Kyle's like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that a year ago." Like it just seems like everything.
Right. Yes. Alice
but,
Incontinent.
yeah,
My
what can
high
we do?
score is 12,000.
We could all take.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Something just popped on my screen.
Do you want me to bring up a topic?
Please.
Outside of an orgasm, Taylor, what is the most pleasurable feeling you've ever felt and what caused it?
Pleasurable feeling. Well,
Will
I
you
know for
repeat that
you it was
question?
when Robin Williams died, but I don't know what for me. Man, this is actually a tough question. The best does it have to be a physical feeling, or can it be like an emotional feeling, or
I
not?
think
Would
an
it? Why
emotional
would it
feeling
fucking matter?
works.
It's not going to be emotions.
It wouldn't? I think mine is.
No.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Outside of an orgasm, what is the most pleasurable feeling you've ever felt and what caused it?
I think it was when I was like 6 years old and I got my first dog. I was like, that's all I wanted, and I was super, super psyched. And it was like one of those few childhood moments where it's like just something as simple as like getting a dog, and you're like, everything is going my way, and you're just super psyched about it. And that's simple, but I guess that would be it. Like the last time, or the most unmitigated happiness of just like, this is great, getting a dog.
It's funny because mine come from like some sort of victory. Mine's emotional too. So I've got two in my head. See if I can remember both. One was when I got my master's degree, and you have to like people know the full story, but I got 2 bachelor's degrees because I changed careers while I was going to school, and it just made sense to do it, and a master's. So it was like 12 years of school, most of it at night while holding down a job. And when I finished it all, I was proud, and like, I mean, I'm not often proud of me. Like, I'm happy with what I'm doing and who I am and how things are going. And, mostly I'm pretty successful and the family's strong and like everything's okay. But I don't wake up just beaming with like, oh my God, my awesomeness is radiating. But when I accomplished that goal and finished my education, I was proud of me, and like I still remember that. Like it was a big deal. I remember my parents had visited me a little bit before that because we had just had Colin, and she's like, do you want us to come to your graduation? I was like, don't bother. And she's like, no, you should do something. Like I don't know what that is, but this is a big deal, and we should mark it somehow. And I asked for picture frames. I was like, you know what? I'd love to have a picture frame for my degrees. They were just like the first one was just like sitting in a bucket. I don't know where the hell it was. And I was like, now I got a couple, and I'd love to hang them on the wall. And so that's what I got for my graduation present. But yeah, that's one. I was proud of me, and it was when I finished school. And another one was swimming. I had it in my head a specific moment in the swimming. Was it when I saw my name on the record board? There's something different. I forget. You know what it was? It was a smaller thing. They arranged people by lane when we first started, and the only guy I knew on the swim team sucked, and they put me in his lane, and I was excited to be in his lane. I was like, this is really cool. I'm here with, like, we weren't friends, but like we talked in school, and like over the next 3 or 5 weeks or something like that, they kept moving my lane. They're like, Woody, you're lapping the people that you're swimming with. Go with this lane, go with this lane, go with this lane. And then it was called the squid lane was where I started, and they called it the stud lane on my team, where the top swimmers went. And when they put me in that, it was like, oh my God, like I'm good at something. Like this is kind of cool. So that sort of little like victory accomplishment type thing is what gets me off.
Yeah.
In addition
I'd like
to
to
actually
change
getting
my
off.
answer. I saw a fat woman fall down an escalator when I was like 13 or 14, and that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's the one. The dog doesn't even come close.
Yeah, I wish that
Wow.
I'd seen a fat woman fall down an escalator, and then mine wouldn't be a massage. I got a really nice massage one time. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Dude, we did. I went on a
it,
massage on a Disney cruise. This is like 1 year ago, and we did like this like couples massage, and it's funny. So this is how it went down. Like you go in there, there's like 2 beds and 2 women and Jackie and I, and then they massage Jackie and I like next to each other for I don't know like 15 minutes. And then, and by the way, it's really nice. It like smells nice. And this is on a cruise ship, and there's a balcony out there. And on the balcony, there's like a hot tub and some sort of like swinging futon, but it's like, like a swinging chair that you might have in the yard, but this is like a futon. And so they massage you for like 20 minutes, and then wink, wink, they leave you alone for an hour. And it's like, and then they come back and massage you again. It's like a bring your own happy ending massage, where you go in there with your significant other, get massaged, fuck, and then they massage you again. And it's weird because they come back and everyone knows what just happened.
You should have just you should make it so when they come back, like you've just blown your load and it's still on her. And it's just incredibly obvious.
Just right in the middle of the back.
Yeah, right in the middle of the back.
Could you get that?
Do you guys have like a wet nap?
A chamois? A chamois? A squeegee?
But
Been on there for like 45 minutes. I'm going to say an hour was really overreaching, so maybe some sort of graper?
Yeah. It's become more of a crispy substance.
Like
now.
a razor blade.
That'd be funny if they were like, we'll be back in an
Almost.
hour, sir. And you're like, come back in like 5 minutes. We'll be good.
I would not want to massage someone if I was a masseuse. I wouldn't want to massage someone who just fucked somebody else. Like that's
It's a living.
It's kind of gross. Because you don't know what kind of fluids are flying around where. They could have just, there's stuff all everywhere, and they wipe it off, and like, oh, I'm
Right.
good, my back's clean.
Yeah, like
rub
do you
my
just
back.
play guess where the fluid landed? Like, I wonder if this couple used a condom with small of her back, her face, her belly. Could be anywhere.
It's like where in the world is come in San Diego?
Yeah, I don't like that game.
But it's a good day. You're like you're literally I was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, sun shining, blue skies, cruise ship on a balcony. hitting it, you're like, yeah, this is the good life.
On the balcony?
Yeah.
But isn't part of the fun of that to like be like, ooh, I shouldn't be getting a hand job from this masseuse, not like, ooh, me and my wife being a little naughty. Like,
Yeah, but I think that way he saves his marriage in the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
So
trifling
that going for it.
Yeah, they kind of, and it's better that way. No, it's a nice shared experience.
Nice shared experience.
Nice.
You should make. They should get a very attractive man and woman masseuse, and you guys can fuck them next to each other. So it's like a.
That's a terrible idea.
I like it now.
Now it's an orgy. So
I'm the jealous type.
Now we're talking.
I'd almost rather take the guy just so that she didn't get fucked by some guy.
And as you're making out with them, looking over at her, jealous.
Yeah, no, that's totally not for me. I don't want what you described.
No, it sounds horrific.
Yeah. What's your dream vacation, Merca? Let's hear it. What would you like to do?
Dream vacation.
Yeah.
For PKA vacations or trips, whatever we're calling it.
It's supposed to be an adventure. They're not supposed to be things that you just vacation. There's no massage. There's no watch me vlog my massage from a cruise ship on these adventures. Class 5 rapids and shooting and stuff. Go on.
All right. Dream.
Yeah, what would you like to
vacation.
do?
I have never been to Europe. I've always really wanted to go there. That would be cool. I like all the history over there, like just going to Rome, seeing the Colosseum, going to Amsterdam, obviously, and engaging in the local culture. Where else? I'd want to go to Australia, New Zealand. This is a big vacation. I really do. I've wanted to for a long time to walk like the scenery of Lord of the Rings. And I know that's hokey and stupid, but I think
I wanted to.
Really cool. I really wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's my main. That's the main one I want to do. New Zealand, Lord of the Rings trip. Yeah.
That's what I really want to do. Oh, well, now I don't feel as gay for saying that. Good. Cool.
I've been wanting to do it since I was like 19 years old.
They came out in like 2003. But how about you, Woody? Would you want to hike the route to Mordor with us?
In the lands of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom.
That. But you know what's buzzing in my head? My geography's so bad. Let me make sure I get my countries right. Hang in there. This won't be more than a second. Hurry up, Google Maps.
Which country are you trying to think of?
More than
Give us
one.
a keyword. We'll guess.
I would like to take a train starting in Peru down the western coastline of South America through Chile until you get nearly to the South Pole. That sounds like
what
an
would you
adventure.
do along the way?
I don't know, fight for your life. Whatever it takes to go from Peru to Chile on the train system. Soak in the local culture. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a way to see South America that you don't normally see.
Yeah. A way they generally don't recommend Americans to see it. But that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty neat. So, I don't know. The thing about what you're talking about, New Zealand, Australia, England, I see them all as very close to America in culture. That's why the places that interest me are like India, China, Peru, Chile, the Middle East, places that are dramatically different than the United States. That's what I like.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool, but I guess since I don't know what those places have, it just didn't pop up in my head for a good dream vacation. But
one of the challenges is that as you get really different than America, you can get dangerous too. Like, you know what's not like America? Iraq. Gaza.
You could take a trip there. Dream vacation. Yeah, man, that would suck.
Yeah, I don't think I want to
That
go to
was,
Iraq.
I would love to go to Iraq if I could know that I wouldn't get hurt.
I'd love to do a lot of things if I could know that.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I somehow, like, I don't know, was immune from all the destabilization there, then yeah, that would be an awesome trip to me.
That would be really cool.
I'd like to go somewhere
Where else would be
where
neat?
there weren't as many laws.
Yes.
Africa.
Like,
No
I wanna
laws
be able
there.
to-
Just kind of survive as long as you can.
I want no one to really
Yeah.
care what we do.
the rainforests of Brazil.
But are there no laws, or is it just that no one
No.
cares what we do?
I think it's the latter.
Well, no one would care what you were doing. Actually, doesn't Brazil have really harsh drug penalties? Like they kill you or... No, that's not
Really?
Brazil.
Maybe we need to go to Congo.
I don't know. I'm just making things up.
Oh, they'll definitely take your hand in the Congo.
If you still have a hand and hasn't been lopped off and sold on a meat cart somewhere.
I think they only do that to the gorillas.
So, I don't know. I don't know the limb hacking policy. Which ones make it to slaughter? Oh, that's horrible.
Or if you try to vote
Speaking
the
of
wrong
all
way.
that, Coney. Back to him.
Wait, really? Is he back in the news?
No, I was joking. He's completely irrelevant.
Okay, I could use
would
another
think.
topic.
Yeah.
Somebody help me.
Kyle.
What? Oh, I'm the one who's supposed to help?
Do you want?
my
I feel like
idea
we
was
didn't
to
cover the
volunteer
white
you.
boy topic enough.
Really?
No one
I
even
just don't
said
know any
anything
more
but
about
me. They just listened while I talked.
Well, you covered it up, and you didn't stop talking until you had it covered all the way.
Oh, maybe that's
I didn't
a fair
even know
point.
that it was his second, or you said it was definitely his first offense, which would make sense why he's not in prison right now.
Well,
K-pop isn't in prison either, right?
that's true.
She's cool.
It's definitely her first offense. For some reason, White Boy's inmate record said second offense, the subsequent, and somehow the rumor came up that he was busted for injectables in 2011. But I'm hearing that's not true, so I don't know.
Yeah, he it looks like he didn't have a prior offense. It looks like it's not going to be a big deal, but
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any more to say about it.
I
other
wonder.
than-
I mean, what I also found it was true that he was swatted. So according to inside sources, he was swatted. Whereas, like a lot of people, including me, was like, where's the confirmation this was actually a SWAT raid? Maybe someone smelled the pot and called the police on him or something. Like I don't know. Maybe they had an informant. I don't know why the police were there, but it turns out they were there for the SWAT. And I can tell you from experience, sometimes they get mad at you. Like I had a cop at my house. The SWAT team was coming here for something. It wasn't SWAT. I don't get swatted anymore. They just send like 2 plainclothes officers to check on me. Like, hey Woody, is everything cool? Yeah, we're good. And that's it. But something like somehow it came up that they would like me to move out of town. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're just like, yeah, it'd be great if you left. Like I'm a pain in the police's ass, and so then they're like, I don't know what you call a manager, a lieutenant, a captain, or whatever. Like their boss came by a few days later to like cover it, and I was like, hey, that last guy that was here, I was really uncomfortable with what he had to say. Like he's pretty much telling me that I should be leaving town because he thinks it's a pain in the ass that I get swatted. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like you're blaming the victim here. I don't want to be swatted. I'm not doing anything that warrants this swatting. People just do this shit. It's the deal. Anyone who's known online is getting swatted. It's widespread, and their manager took it really seriously. I started like describing them and who they were. They're like, yep. I know exactly who they are. They will be spoken to. So I don't know what that behind door conversation was like.
They shot him. They shot him.
But it was like, when you think about it, like it sunk in over time. I was like, God, the fucking local police is telling me I should leave town.
It's almost like they really don't care about you or keeping you seriously.
They're real bastards.
Yeah, fuckheads. Cops, right? Ugh, I'm just an angsty teen with a lot to prove. Hate 'em.
So Selena22 made a new Twitter, and before she like switched over, she was like, "Yeah, this is the new one. You can follow me here. There's a lot less nudes and stuff on here." First thing I see when I go over there is like her with like a cock and like a huge load of cum just like mid-launch on her face. Like that's the first picture I find on her new Twitter.
Selena22, I just want to say this.
I'm a little shy.
I think Selena, I think you overshare sometimes.
She's very pretty. If you go look at her. You don't really see her face too much in the videos because there's usually something like going into it or whatever. But like If you look at her new Twitter, which I guess is Selena69
Did you
or something
link
like
it?
that.
Link it in the chat.
I'll do that.
I love those pictures online where it's like, I'm a little shy. Check out my butthole. And it's like my God.
What do these
You're not
pictures look
shy.
like? Pose for us, Taylor.
They're very close up. I don't know if you could pose for that. There's the Twitter.
Oh yeah, I can't.
No, you can't share that.
I can't share this with the stream, but I can confirm she's really pretty. You don't like. I've never really. Okay, there's two things. One, you're right. Her face is usually like obscured, or it's from some weird camera angle. Like, do you know what I look like? That it's all forehead and yeah.
I'm beautiful, guys. Just so you know, like, that's all you're seeing. But like when she
and she's like sweaty and there's like I don't know. She's just vomited. Her eyes are watering.
fluids.
Yeah. But you see her just like looking at the camera, looking pretty, makeup like you'd see her every day, and she's a pretty girl.
Mm-hmm.
New
How old is she?
drunk, risky stairwell video.
Like 22. Risky stairwell video.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess she gets naked in a stairwell and or semi-naked and.
Oh look, she's retweeting diamond jewelry.
I don't know what that's about.
Is she sponsored by Miami Cuban?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Wow, and she tweeted out their phone number. That's something that I like to do.
For different reasons.
Yes.
Huh. So she's...
So that's what she.
What were you thinking, Mirka?
No, I couldn't remember if that was the same person we talked about before who watches.
No, she's shy. She won't come on the show.
Yeah, she does seem shy in that Twitter picture being ejaculated on.
She's more of a Pornhub kind of girl than a PKA.
Yeah.
I'm sure she.
And then there's a possibility that it's not really even her, that it's like her boyfriend that's like communicates with us and stuff. You never know.
That's true too. Yeah, wow. Could we be getting catfished all this time?
Probably.
It could be.
Possibly.
Yep.
Quite possibly.
Have you ever seen that show?
No. There's a show called Catfishing?
Yeah. Yep. They basically just follow people who, one person's like, yeah, I've been in a relationship online, or I met this person online like 2 years ago, and then they have a little spy guy go meet the person or try and find out about the person they're supposed to be talking to, and 9 times out of 10, it's some behemoth fat bitch or, you know, some squirrely little fuck awkward dude who doesn't have any money. And it's more depressing than entertaining, but, you know, it makes you feel good about yourself and your life and your situations.
How does Timber work? The iPhone
You
app?
mean Tinder?
Tinder, yeah. Do you literally just like, does it like vibrate when horny people come by and you swipe the ones you want to fuck? Is that what that app is?
Yeah, it's actually a hormone reader, and as people pass you, it's got a more of a Geiger counter for horniness. No, it's I think Tinder, that's for gay people, right?
Nope.
Mm-mm. You are missing...
Oh, it's Grindr. Grindr's for gay people, right? There's one of them. I don't know.
Do you use Grindr?
I use all of them.
Kyle, are you a Tinder expert?
No. I don't know anything about
Hypothetical
that stuff.
single Woody would be all over electronic means of getting laid. I would be... It looks like you literally just like... I'll probably mess this up. Swipe left to date them, swipe right to dump them, and you just like take that one, yes, yes, no, no, like baseball cards, and then see who replies.
Seems almost depressing, where if you're like sending out like, yeah, 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 and it's just nothing. Everybody's like, oh, fuck that guy. Like, just slide.
I have to imagine that it's a place where girls, especially pretty girls, are in a really nice spot.
Kind of like every other situation in life.
Even though the population's 50-50, it seems like it's 10-1 in terms of like women just get flooded with offers.
Yep.
And Wings of Redemption was saying like he was reaching out to a girl and this girl was really big and not pretty, and she wasn't interested in Wings, and Wings was like, really, like this big fat ugly bitch won't reply to me. And he dated remember the girl that had the 2 kids? While he dated her, she had like tons of other offers, like competing offers flowing into her like Plenty of Fish account. Like women are just
How did she have other offers?
She just did. That's the way it works.
That's the way it works.
Crazy.
Women get flooded with tons of offers all the time. And, guys just get a couple hits every now and then. And I don't understand because the population's roughly 50-50.
So my cousin is a Plenty of Fish user. And, so when we'd roll into a town, a lot of times, he and my friend would get on Plenty of Fish and they'd look for a girl to spend the night with. And I'd say my cousin's success rate, I'd say about 50%. Like he could roll into any town in the United States, not Chicago, Boston, LA, but Tampa, Florida, or I don't know, some tiny town in Cleveland, outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and he could get himself a girl almost every time.
He get laid.
Yeah.
Seems like there's no way it's 50%.
He's a pretty good-looking guy, though. He looks like redheaded Justin Timberlake, I think, a little bit, like white trash Justin Timberlake. So. And
he's got red hair?
Yeah.
Then he's not getting 50% rate all over the country. No way. No way.
It's not the bad kind of red hair that doesn't look good on a dude. It's a darker red.
Like an auburn?
Yeah, sure. He's got a pretty high success rate, I found.
Is Plenty of Fish just like Tinder? Or is it for dating?
So I think Plenty of Fish is more of a hookup one than Tinder is, but I don't really know much about it. I know of their existence. I know how they work. People have explained them to me. But I mean, as soon as I got on there, somebody would be like, "Hey, here's Kyle's account." I'm like, can't do that sort of thing.
True.
People would be trolling me nonstop.
Who's trolling you?
I said people would be trolling me nonstop, like if I had an account on some site like that.
Oh.
People would just Google hot girl, make that their profile pic, and then just fuck with you.
Sure.
And you'd figure all of them out immediately, except for one sneaky bitch.
It would work to some extent, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
You'd have to use the Google image finder, so you can find where the picture came from.
Yeah, the image search.
No, that doesn't work you can use TinyEye, but that doesn't always work.
TinyEye might be Google has one too where you can find related pictures.
Yeah, TinyEye is like a reverse image search thing. I've used that on catfishes before.
Nice.
What's the most successful? Because you've probably been catfished a lot, Kyle. What's the furthest most successful somebody's gotten?
Where
they really fooled you.
It's never happened. I usually find them out pretty immediately.
Wait. There was a time that you and I were going to go on a trip to Arizona because they had access to guns or something that was really attractive to us. I was working at Cisco at the time, and I even booked 3 or 5 days off or something to go on this trip. And it turned out to all be a scam. You don't remember this at all?
Yeah, just a little, yeah.
What happened, Woody?
He was talking to Kyle, so I feel like he'd have more details.
It was a guy though.
It was a guy, yeah.
Well, I mean that happens a lot where somebody sets up some sort of bullshit business type thing where it's really a scam. That happens a lot, and usually they get figured. I don't handle that anymore, but usually those people get figured out right pretty quickly as well. They'll send you to some bullshit, and you're like, all right, well, here's our counteroffer. We'll expect the contracts, and we'll sign everything. And they're like, but back then when things were a bit more casual, it was a little easier to fool us. But it doesn't really happen anymore because, it's kind of a put up or shut up type thing. It's like, okay, well, we'll do that, and you need to send us your tax information now, and it's not there. But as far as girls or some dude trying to, it happened the other day. Some guy was messaging me, and I was like, either send me a picture of you holding up a piece of paper that says X, Y, and Z, or you're obviously a dude. Well, I don't have any paper handy. Really, no paper in your part of the world. All right, so if someone said to me right now, if you have to acquire a piece of paper and a pencil within the next 5 minutes, I could do it. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes. And it's just like, yeah, exactly.
It's
right?
just not hard, right?
And then I was like, okay, well, send me a picture of you holding a shoe. And just like, well, I don't have any shoes on. Just like, all right, well, fuck you, dude. By the way, if you just told me you're a dude, I'd still talk to you, but now you're just an asshole. I'm gonna block you. Weirdo.
Yeah, it's creepy in a lot of ways. I mean, I can see how those kind of trolls justify it, being like, oh, we're getting under his skin, fooling him. But it's also just fucking weird in its own right that you would pretend to be someone of the opposite sex to seduce someone that apparently you're a fan of and talk sexy to them. Like, that just seems uncomfortable. Like, I would never tweet at my favorite comedians with, like, the name Jessica up there and be like, love to suck your cock, great comedy. Like, it doesn't make sense. Weird people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mirka,
Kyle, did you have anything? Nope.
They've asked about your comedy career. I know you said you weren't writing or anything. Do you think about firing that up or talk?
Maybe. I don't know. I really haven't put any more effort at all into it since even the last time we talked about it. I would I like the idea of comedy, but I also I've liked the idea of doing radio for a long time as well. Like, obviously I wouldn't want to do something like terrestrial radio, but working for an XM station or something like that, just doing basically the kind of shit we do here would be awesome. That would be excellent. And that's kind of a lazy way out for me, because that'd be, you don't have to plan anything. You just kind of go off the cuff and everything works out, instead of having to write, even though that would be, the dream.
They plan though, right? I mean, they have bits, they have crank calls that they play, like they do stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it would be easier, just because it's much easier to do this kind of thing just sitting in front of your computer than it is to do in front of a huge group of people. I mean, obviously you can't feed off the energy and rally.
I don't have trouble with people really. I mean, I wouldn't be good at stand-up comedy, but if it was something else, like, I don't know, I think I could just as easily talk to a crowd about some topic. Like I did the Minecon panel. And I did a good job. And, I could have delivered that same information from my room, but I was comfortable in front of the group.
Getting heckled or having people in your face fucking with you would be infinitely more distracting and disheartening than just, like, somebody in a comment section being like, fuck off, douche. Or, like,
do you like
know what
Bo
I mean?
Burnham?
Like, one has the potential to really cut to the core if they say something poignant about you that's true. And the other one's just kind of like, oh, fuck off. He's just some nameless, faceless person on the internet. You know what I mean?
I do. Do you like Bo Burnham as a comedian?
No.
I don't either.
No, he comes off as pretentious, and I don't like his little singing voice that he does, and he always has a weird cadence. It's like, just fucking chill out, you ass. I'm just needlessly mad. He's a very clever, very, very clever. Has a lot of good puns, but I don't like the singing. I don't like when there's a lot of singing in stand-up comedy.
I like Birbiglia. I think he's good.
Who?
Birbiglia.
Mike Birbiglia?
Yeah. I like his stories.
He mostly just does stories, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just not really bits or punchlines as much.
Did he tell the story of taking his friend's brother to the whore in Australia?
That was Jim Jeffries.
Oh.
No, he tells the story about sleepwalking and jumping out of the hotel window while he was sleepwalking.
I bet I've heard that one too.
I've heard that story. Do you like Jim Jeffries, though, Woody? The Australian guy?
I love that story. And he told another one too that I can't remember, but when I heard it like crush another one, I was like, wow, this guy's got a gift. The challenge is you need a hell of a life to base a career on storytelling.
Or you can just make it all up. Like, I'm pretty sure 90% of them do, Or at least, they're exaggerating it heavily.
Right, I'm sure. But, like, I don't know.
I'm sure that one happened, because he even made a TV show about it.
Did he?
Yeah, Jim Jeffries. It was a really pretty funny show, but then it ended up getting sad at the end.
Really?
And I don't watch that to be sad. Yeah.
Huh.
Have you seen that show, Kyle?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's on Netflix, I think. Great details for the listeners, Taylor. But was there anything else you wanted to do with your face on screen, Kyle? Just show
like
people.
rub it or
Have you like caught everybody up with your fucked up hands and everything, right?
is there anything specific that I should do with them?
The thing how they bend.
Slide them up somebody else's butthole to help them poop.
I guess I would be pretty good at that. They're pretty long.
You are. And you can get in there and wiggle it around with your fucked up joints.
Yeah. So they're pretty bendy.
It makes me cringe when I see you do that thumb thing where you're like.
And then the pinky, it kind of just keeps going too.
That is ridiculous.
But the middle fingers, they're all wonky. so like they bend really weird, like right in the middle. So like.
Wow.
Your fingers look like you're putting them in place like a pipe cleaner.
They are. Yeah.
Like just moving them.
So like. So it'd go all the way back.
Holy. I wonder if someone's going to diagnose you with something.
So like they do all that wiggly stuff that Woody talks about, you know.
I can do that. I thought I could do it remarkably well, and I think Kyle can do it better.
Yeah, Woody's like, look what I can do, and Kyle's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're fucking Tesla.
Yeah, they're bendy. They do weird stuff. And then, I can walk on the toes and everything, too. They do weird stuff.
Dude, that is disgusting. I actually got uncomfortable, and I hated when you did that in person and at the paintball thing.
You get that a lot.
There's no reason you can't do that now for the camera. Make it happen. Walk on your toes.
It's really gross.
Let me see what I can do. All right. Just give me a minute here. I'm going to work on this.
Okay.
It's like...
Wow. You think
this is...
Oh, I thought you were
I was
cleaning
hoping
up
I
around
would
your...
still get to see my camera while I did that so I could adjust things.
All right, so Kyle is going to walk on his toes like a ballet dancer, but different.
Not on his toes like tippy toes, because that's not impressive. On his toes, like imagine if you just rolled your toes under your feet like you would at a beach and feel in the sand, and ooh, it feels nice. But instead of a beach, it's concrete, and your toes are pressed hard with your whole body weight on there.
While he does this, he has socks on. I was about to point out his insanely hairy hobby. Oh, the screen's freezing. His silly upload.
That was good. Oh, that looks so painful.
It's not really. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't hurt, but they are just crazy bendy. They do weird stuff.
They certainly do.
They bend and make a fist. Yeah.
Ugh.
Should we call a wild card?
I think so.
All right, so there's an outro we're doing for Squarespace here. Check them out. Link in the description, annotation, all that fun stuff. So we're really proud of our sponsors, so please.
Yep. Great sponsor this week. If you're interested in getting a website started, you know someone who is, Squarespace is the way to do it. It seems to me like, especially if it's your first time or maybe you're not starting up something that's going to be on the S&P 500, this is definitely the way to go. It's the way it broke down your pictures, especially into like multiple sizes, so that they would work on any format, whether they were on mobile or on a PC. Pretty impressive.
All right. So this is going to play. It's about 30 seconds long. So I'm just trying to say shh.
This episode of PKA is brought to you by Squarespace. Put yourself online today. Head over to squarespace.com/PKA. Sign up now. Easy to use while being fast and functional. Express yourself online easier than ever before. To show us what you can make, send your Squarespace site to business@pkaonline.com.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Later.